This is something that we certainly encourage people to do when they're on the start line, is remember why you're here. Because to get to that starting line, there's always like a lot of time spent on the trails, training, some compromises you've made on life, on personal time, on other things that you dedicated towards your training, towards your running and all that. And so understanding, remembering like why you're here, and the work's done. The work's done. So now it's all about like
That's the beautiful thing of standing there, is the work is done.
Yeah.
You just got to go out and execute.
If you've made it here, you've already won. Now it's a matter of enjoying and making the best out of the journey ahead.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And look at that.
Wow, with beautiful aerial footage of the start-finish line there, right under Table Mountain in the City Bowl.
And then for those who are curious, you see on the right-hand side, the building with the red roof. That's where Luke and I are sitting for the time being. We're going to be with you until dawn, until it gets dark, and until we can't follow those runners anymore because obviously of the lack of daylight. And we're going to let them out as well onto Table Mountain and into their journey, so they can fully appreciate that time. Because some people always ask us, like, oh yeah, but you guys with camera runners, like, you kind of alter the experience, they're not on their own and all that. But nah, we've always had positive feedback from athletes being like, yeah, no, the camera runners are mindful, they're not bothering us or anything. So it's always good. And yeah, there we go, people in the chat. Let us know where you are watching from. Aid Station Fireball back in the house, man. You are doing it well. Always there. I'm gonna start wondering if you're not like an AI bot who has all the answers and all the splits. Always there.
It's an AI bot with a very cool name, though. I love that. Aid Station Fireball.
Oh yeah. Look, like Aid Station Fireball is always there. Whenever we have live coverage, he has our back with data splits. And,
excellent.
Keeping us honest. If we make a mistake, he'll correct it.
Shout out to Lawrence van der Schoor from Peter Blichnout. Jy kan dit doen, Lawrence. Come on.
That's what AI would say.
Fired up fireball. I love it.
All right, I think we're gonna. I don't know if Maj is down there or if we're been talking too much and haven't had a chance to talk.
Yeah, well, they've got the banner out in front of all the runners' chests, so that's a good sign. So we are super close. Just a few minutes now. Look at the crowds all rammed in there at the starting line. It's incredible.
And it's also good to see all the crew, because like the next aid station, there's going to be 14 different aid stations. And so the crew have actually the time to watch the start and then head nice and chill to the first aid station at Signal Hill, 11.8 Ks into that 100 miler. So plenty of people. And there we go, the man, the legend, Max.
He's on the mic.
Giving all these people a good pep talk. Get them fired up before it gets real.
Got another shout out here from, it looks like Peter Bowman's possibly brother Hank. Go Peter Bowman, before he sets off into the city and down towards Signal Hill.
All right, and we got people from France. Salut Geoffroy. Ça fait plaisir d'avoir des Français. And then June, who's down there in Cape Town. Man, you got to come around to watch that start. I mean, it's a bit late now, but tomorrow finish line, come around. It's unreal. I mean, that's the thing. We got to warn you. Full disclosure: if you can't come here tomorrow and to finish, you'll be hooked, and then next year you'll be running.
June's running tomorrow.
I see. Actually, already getting involved.
Fair enough, June. Fair enough. Okay, all the siblings I think are getting involved here. We've got a Go Matthew Bouch, a local South African runner from Grant Bouch, and Go Hobbo. That's Hayden Hobbs getting a big up from Richard Thomason. Nice one, Richie T. From down the road in Cape Town. A few more locals chipping in here.
All right, we're like probably 30 seconds until the start. It's about to get real.
Here we go. It's going to be... They're almost at the countdown. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody goes charging off the front or if they keep a legitimate 100-mile pace. What are the chances? And they're off.
5, 3, 2.
And that looks like a very respectable 100-mile pace.
And there we go. It is the start. 130 brave souls taking on that UTCT miler with the continuous support of RMB. They've been highly involved. A lot of people from RMB are actually running these like today we're running this morning, and then we'll be running this tomorrow as well.
Very cool aerial shot of everybody leaving the field here. A train of runners, some incredible flares in all different colors of the South African flag, it looks like, and off they go down Upper Orange Street. So we're following the front few runners heading down Upper Orange Street, and they're gonna any minute now pass Homestead Park on their right hand side and the local deli, O'Meal Bakery.
And so I'm gonna try to figure out
who's who here.
Who's who from the back. It's not always easy.
Look, is that Dimitri possibly front right in the white there?
Yeah, in the far ahead.
Yeah.
Dimitri Mitayev.
Yeah.
Who's already been very successful here at UTCT.
So here they go past the neighborhood deli. See a few locals drinking coffee and beer there, I'm sure. Who's the tall guy on the left? Is that maybe...
I'm not too sure, but I was just going to list you some of the runners who are partaking into Songwan. Yeah, Lucky Mia, local runner. Macbon Gale, Vincent Viet, Chuck Green. I'm trying to read a bunch of them. And Alexei, that's Alexei on the right hand side in the white.
Yeah.
Because yeah, actually Dimitri is running the 100K.
Ah, right.
This
Sorry.
year.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe starting off a little bit more conservatively. No, there he is, Vincent Viet.
So they're turning left into Belvedere Avenue now. They've got the the reservoir on their right hand side. This is a nice flat little section across the width of the reservoir, and then they're going to turn right back down the hill again. So you can see they're heading towards Lion's Head now. Lion's Head up in the distance.
And then in the women's, Naomi Brown and Nicolette Griffin.
It looks like they're grouping back up a little bit. Take us a couple of minutes until our cameramen get a front view of these guys and find some race numbers so we can get some positive IDs on everybody in that front pack. Looks like about 7 of them at the moment. Tight little pack.
Actually, Elena Ormond has been much faster than us, and when we thought it was Dimitri Miteyev, it is actually Alexei. So she has our back, and
Yes.
8th station favorable. Actually,
Alexei Toltsenko.
yeah.
So now they're going back down the hill. Quite a steep hill heading further into town. This is Maltino Road, one of the steepest hills in Cape Town. In fact, they're just doing the bottom to middle section. And then I think they're going to take a left fairly soon off Maltino.
So that's always the opportunity to stretch out the legs, kind of relax, shoulders down, gauge a little bit how your body is feeling. Definitely not a moment to get excited.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I want to stay in the lead group, but they're going too fast. Don't overreach. Like going too fast in the early hours of an ultra will come back later and cost you a whole lot when you're gonna get the bill.
Absolutely. And if you just think back to UTMB, how those guys throw down those 4-minute Ks in the first 10 kilometers when it's nice and flat, it's just always makes me wonder, are they going to pay for that later? And they usually do. So these guys are running downhill. They look like they're keeping it real. It's a nice easy downhill, but obviously they don't want to do any damage. Yeah, and they look like they're keeping it real. So it seems like they're doing the right thing at the moment.
Yeah, and they'll be making their way onto Signal Hill, dodging cars.
Pete the Heat, thanks, dude. Yeah, so that's Matt Bouch and Nele Buns in the both South Africans in the orange shirts. Great intel. So they're now just heading through the bottom stretches of Duval Park and just connecting into Hoff Street here. Beautiful area under the stone pine trees. Everyone taking their own route a little bit there, but they're all still together, that front pack of 7. Cameraman seems to have taken his own route, but he's still with them. They're passing Ashanti backpackers on the right-hand side, legendary backpackers for travelers from all over the world.
Hey, we're getting a full tourist tour here.
Absolutely. Now they're about to pass my tennis club on the right-hand side, but they're taking a left right opposite the tennis club, just behind the Mount Nelson Hotel, which you can see on your right, all the pink buildings, the Grand Old Dame of Cape Town, a beautiful 5-star hotel on a massive property here. And now they've got a nice bit of flat road until they hit Kloof Street.
And in the background, yeah, the hill is there.
Yeah, so that's Signal Hill, which they're going to have to zigzag up fairly soon once they get through the streets of Tambo's Kloof. So it's quite nice to have this bit of tar. There's not a whole lot of tar on this course, but it's quite nice to have this few kilometers in the middle, just to give everyone a chance to stretch out, find their own pace, have some space and not get all caught up in too much fuss.
Yeah, and so just a little bit of info for you all, like Alexei, who's like obviously a very, very strong runner. Wasn't feeling too well last week. He had a few days where he was feeling a little bit sick, so we were very worried. But then apparently things turned around, and I mean, if he's at the start, he's probably feeling a whole lot better. But this is something we'll have to keep in mind.
Yeah. I believe that Vincent Veet is also in that front bunch. He's in the Salomon white and purple design. Getting more intel from Pete. He's on it here. Thanks, Pete.
Oh yeah, Vincent Viet, the team manager of the global Salomon team.
Yeah, and he's a big fan of South Africa, so he'll have a bit of local knowledge. He's run here quite a bit in the past. He's been out here a few years back, and I think he loved it and did very well.
Yeah, there he is. Speaking of the devil.
There we go. I think he won the 65K a few years back.
Yeah, he had come out here
quite comfortably
with his wife back then. Spent about 6 to 7 months here in Cape Town.
So you can see now they're heading up into Tambour's Kloof. They've crossed Kloof Street. This is Eaton Road, I think it is, and it's a nasty little climb, not too steep, but you can see it's pretty real. And now they're going to turn right onto Kloof Neck Road, and then it's quite a busy road, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out for him. They're the marshals getting him across.
Somebody's not willing to move.
Yeah, and he's going to take a left at the traffic lights here.
Ooh, careful here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, so it's not surprising he missed that turn.
And our cameraman back here also struggled. He's on the ground. Man down, man down.
Come on, e-bike guy, you've got this. Okay, he's back on track, and they're heading back up into Tambour's Kloof, back into the suburbs there.
Let this be a lesson, like, especially for the night. You want to stay in a group. You want to make sure that you're not on your own, because so quickly things can go wrong if you're not staying on the course.
Yeah. There's an ultra runner there. I think that might be a South African in the ultra red and white and black shirt. I'm not sure who it is. We'll have to confirm. The guy with the big beard. It possibly be.
I can't help you on this one.
Yeah, no, I'll come back to you. It's gone out of my mind.
And we get people screaming from the window of their apartment.
That's great.
That's good. Good
Yeah,
spirits.
very cool.
And then the opening car might actually be Flo in there. Yeah, so I think we have all the usual suspects here.
Yeah, this is a strong looking group, so it's going to be interesting to see whether they all stay together when they hit the trail, which they probably will, I'm guessing, for the first little bit, but we'll see, because there's some quite serious climbing. Even though Signal Hill is quite a short little hill, it's steep, so
yeah, it features a bit of a kick.
Quick.
yeah. Once they get onto the trail, like it's although they will go slightly around on the dirt road. They won't take the single track.
Yeah.
Ooh, straight up.
So
wow,
they're passing the Blue Cafe now. That was pretty close for the biker there.
Oh la la! I got worried for our mountain biker for a second.
So they've got this last little flat bit, and then they're going to head up into the corner of Tambour's Kloof. This is beautiful road here with the Blue Cafe. They've just passed the local deli. The Daily Deli, it used to be called. Bruce and Andrew and Neil Smith are listening. He's having a look around just to check if he's got the whole crew on the tail there, because he's carved a tiny little gap.
And Aaron is giving us a bit of intel on what we're missing. It's Colin van der Berg, apparently in the Ultra kit. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it does, but I didn't know he'd grown a huge beard.
There you go.
Is that him, guys?
That's how he tricked you.
There we go.
And Rory had that as well. Thanks, team.
Cool.
It's good effort, good teamwork.
This is a
Appreciate it.
community race, guys.
Love it.
Okay, so now he's just heading up into the corner before he hits the trails here. One more little turn and he's going to disappear into trail land. Last bit of tar for now, for quite a while. And he has actually carved a little bit of a gap, more and more, eh?
Yeah. He's definitely pushing the pace on that uphill. And it's always hard to say, because I mean, if he's feeling good, if he's got fresh legs, usually you do, because you've been tapering for a few days.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, let me go. So you really have to be mindful of that. And this is actually the same protocol, or the same feeling that you have to be very careful about. And I owe this to Ugo Ferrari, French runner. When you spend a lot of time at altitude to prep for a race, and you come back down, what usually happens is that you feel extremely good at the beginning of a race, and you tend to like completely overdo it, and then you cook yourself, and then eventually you get not even halfway through and you're like, oof, it catches you. So if you have the opportunity to actually train at altitude prior to a race, and you really want to benefit from that, keep that in mind at the beginning. It's going to feel easy. It's going to feel too easy, and that's exactly how it feels. Do not push more, and let yourself get into the race, and you'll be through halfway without feeling like you've worked, rather than kind of running on your traditional feelings, because you will be feeling good. I hope that makes sense.
No, totally. But the flip side of the argument, there's a lot of really good elite guys in this race, and you don't want to lose touch. You get a bit nervous that maybe they're going to leave you behind and you're never going to see them again. So that always sparks that whole bunch up front, and everyone's watching everyone else. Whereas last year, the guy that won it went off from the front, and no one saw him again.
From Greece.
He nailed it. So
I wouldn't try to pronounce his name, because I'm probably going to butcher it. But I followed that, and he just left, and everybody was laughing, and until then the finish line.
He held it all the way, man. Incredible performance. So here he goes onto the trail now. He's almost took a wrong turn into the forest there. So he's in the lower foothills of Signal Hill now, just above the Boerkaap, which is a historic area of Cape Town. The colourful houses of the Boerkaap that have been there since the early 1700s. Just down to his right there. He's looking at his watch. He's looking a bit like, have I missed a turn?
Yeah. So for those who are not familiar with GPS watches, and what they can do nowadays is that you enter the GPS track of the race, and therefore it will tell you if you go off course. So that's what he's actually checking at the minute. It's just like, okay, am I on course? Am I close to the actual route? And just double checking, especially after what happened in town. You don't want to miss a turn twice in such a small time frame.
It's stressful. So he's just looking for the next marker to take him up, and there it is. There he goes.
He knew that eventually he would have to take a left and up onto the hill. I'm surprised as well, because I can't see a pole quiver on this man.
It's hard to make out. That's a good point.
And
everyone else is very obvious. They've all got the quivers. And I can't see a pole waistband either. So it'll be interesting to see where he stashed his. Maybe he's got micro poles that fold up quadruple.
Well, I don't know, because my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, out on the chat, if you've actually read this, because my understanding was that if you use poles, you have to carry them from end to end.
I believe
there's no picking them up at an aid station and dropping them off somewhere.
So
so that would mean
hopefully get a closer look at his pack, but maybe he's just not a pole guy.
And we've seen that with a few runners like Peter Frano at World Champs in the long distance, and that was very. He was essentially the only one in the whole top 10 not wearing poles or utilizing poles, and he did extremely well.
But it is definitely unusual these days.
Absolutely.
Everyone knows the benefits, and everybody's on it. Following the European example. Okay, so he's still chipping away at this hill. It's getting steeper and steeper. Our biker's just rejigging his handlebar rig there. So we've just lost our leader photographs for now.
Peter Frano had finished third at World Champs, 85K, a whole lot of elevation, and he was the only one without poles.
Wow.
And he was still running on the uphills. So we'll see. There we go, Naomi Brand. I think when we'll have her on the screen, we did an interview with Naomi, currently living in New Zealand and around the Queenstown area on the South Island, precisely. She's a vet.
Yeah.
And pretty stoked to be back here. She is recently wedded, and so she said that for the first time she was actually like focusing on organizing the wedding and fully taking that in, because she said, you know, as a runner sometimes you can actually be quite selfish in your training, in your priorities. And so she's like, I certainly didn't want that to happen, so I left my runner's profile on the side for a moment. So she said, my training hasn't been optimal, but she sounded absolutely stoked to be here and was definitely keen to have a good crack at this race.
Yeah, I mean, she's been living in New Zealand for a few years now, and I think anytime she comes back here and gets to partake in this race or any race at home, it's just an absolute, she's just frothing. So I think she'll be, hopefully she's going to have an amazing day and night and day. There's Nicolette Griffioen, another local athlete who's an incredibly strong runner, who's had so many excellent results, including the 100K Sky Run, where she excels. She excels in, tough terrain. That's at altitude, the Sky Run. She's done really well at the Otter, so she'll definitely be one to watch. She's a fighter. She's just an excellent runner. So that's Nicolette Griffioen, the Innovate athlete from South Africa. And you've got Joe Kepler here, who's from KZN, another South African who is also someone who we would be expecting to do extremely well in the 100-mile distance. I think the longer the race goes, the better she gets. Joe is incredible, and so I think we can expect big things from her too.
And there he is, the one we've been talking about, representing Team Adidas Direct, Alexei Tolsenko. A very quiet runner. Like, he doesn't make fuss. He keeps it to himself. He essentially like this, one of these runners who lets the legs do the talking.
Yeah, low key. I like that.
Yeah. Robbie Rorick. Ah, man. I can't wait to show you all the interview we had with Robbie. That was fantastic. What a spirited runner. He was just... He felt so blessed to be like, hey, it's so good. I love this race. I love being here. And then I don't want to spill the beans. We'll have the interview at some point. I'm sure everything he said will be in that interview. And that is gold. Like, it shows his why he's in it. And then as a bit of a background, he's obviously, you may not know that he's an artist.
Yeah, I do know that.
And he's created the 2 trophies for the 100 milers. So whoever wins in the men's and whoever wins in the women's, there's going to be a big trophy that Robbie has designed, and those trophies will stay in Cape Town, but the plaque will update every single year with the names of all the winners.
Nice. Yeah, Robbie's a true original. I mean, he's just phenomenally talented, incredibly strong downhill runner. He just can let rip, so he'll obviously have to just keep that under wraps until late in the race, but he's just so strong.
And Vincent Viette, we've been talking about him, representing Team Salomon, obviously, because he is the Salomon International trail running team manager, and he's come back here, as we were saying. He's lived here for 6 or 7 months, and now lives in Annecy, France.
Yeah, and he got really involved in the running community here. I think he fell in love with Cape Town, spending all that time here. And he's done pretty well at UTMB, right? In the last couple of years.
I'm not sure about UTMB, but he was at Western States. Western States, I think he was 5th.
Okay.
And that might be it. Yeah, so far. Hello. What's that? In this first tent over there. Yeah, sorry that we had a bit of an intruder in the studio asking for the medical tent. So to this kind of question, we have to answer, obviously. But it seems to be all good. And yes, it is all good now. Sound is working perfect. And you are all out there with us. And these gentlemen, I think we'll try and share also the live tracking with you all. So you can do... also, you can play around with the maps and all the tools. There's no reason for us to be the only ones benefiting from it. So I'll put that in the chat as well. There we go. You got it. If you wanna have a look at this. Thanks, June. Well, we've got the confirmation of the rules. If you want to use polls, you have to have them from the beginning until the end. So our first runner here, who was in the lead, didn't seem to have polls. So that's a interesting decision. But I feel like if you're throwing yourself into a 100-miler, you don't leave things to chance. So he probably knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, Corey Malcolm is in the house. Man, you should be with us. Yeah, we are indeed excited to see all these runners go into the night, and it should be indeed much better weather conditions for all the runners compared to last year. All right, and then we are live back with images from Signal Hill, waiting for the runners to pop out on the tarmac for that quick road crossing. And if the tracking is correct, I think in the lead would be Vasily Koetkin. But it's all right. Right, team, on those aerial shots of the start line here at Gardens Rugby Field. We'll have a quick commercial break for a couple of minutes, if that, but we'll be back with you shortly, so stay with us.
We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. Cape Town will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
I think we have a huge amount of talent in South Africa, but often what seems to be missing is the right opportunities.
It really requires people coming alongside and putting different things into the space that people need.
You burn them all in training, you don't have that in wrestling.
You can see the talent. It's raw talent, kind of piecing it all together now and actually allowing that talent to come and perform on the greatest stage.
Good afternoon and welcome for the RMB Ultra-trail Cape
I love challenges. That's why I fell in love with trail.
When I grew up, I didn't have a chance.
History being made here today.
But now I know I have a coach, I have guys who always guide me.
Winning is our number 2. I want to raise brothers and sisters of tomorrow.
We're over the moon to have found someone like RMB to really come alongside us and help us to fly.
I just can't wait to see what the guys can do at Ultra-trail Cape Town at the end of the year.
And yes, indeed, we were muted. We're just making sure you guys are following in the studio. Yeah, sorry. So we're back indeed, and this time you have the sound. We're doing a bit, many things at a time, getting info from the field, and then all of a sudden we start talking, yes, with the mics muted. That will happen probably again until we finish this live coverage of the RMB UTCT. We'll have the rest of the 100 miler tomorrow and the whole 100K as well tomorrow. So it's gonna be on for a long time, and we're in for many hours of live coverage. But now back onto the runners. They are now onto Signal Hill, I believe, even though we still don't have images, so we're wondering just what's happening. We have a camera runner out there, so maybe it's a matter of reception. But once again, oh yeah, there we go. All I needed to do was to talk about him.
Ah, nice. Okay, so he's stationed himself on Signal Hill Road, where they're going to pop up fairly soon out of the single track there, which is down to the left. You can see Lion's Head in the background. He's just panning around for us to give us a sense of the scenery. There's Devil's Peak and the City Bowl. So let's hope that we're going to get some visuals on the leading runner coming out of the single track any minute. You can see from that picture there's a little bit of a mini tablecloth on the mountain, which means that southerly wind is picking up. Here comes our leader just out of the single track above the German school. He's got his hands on his knees, so he definitely does not seem to have poles unless he decided to not bring them out yet. And he's keeping a good pace, just power hiking it out, and I'm sure he's going to pop out right now onto the road. There he comes.
Yes, so that's confirmed. No poles, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. No quiver, no poles.
And it is indeed Vasily Korytkin. So don't get fooled. There's been a bit of a mistake in probably in the registration or something, but because on the GPS tracking he is registered as the female category. Clearly he is not. So we'll definitely count him in the rankings as part of the men. And behind him, already like a little bit further back, is Douglas Picard, Matthew Bush, and Vincent Viette, as well as Marc-Antoine Foran and Colin van der Berg.
Yeah, that's and Douglas Picard is a dark horse to look out for. He won the Ultra-trail Drakensberg 2 years ago.
Oh wow! All right,
100 miler, and I think he even beat Ryan Sands' record when he ran that time. So he's
that's not a dark horse anymore then.
Not really anymore, but yeah.
Nice.
One to
good
watch.
intel.
Yeah.
So, images going in and out.
Yeah. I wonder if that cameraman is waiting for the second runner to come up onto the Signal Hill Road.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, so it means that there's already a bit of a gap, really, between Vasily and the rest of the field. Marc-Antoine, Anel, Matthew, Douglas, Colin.
Yeah. Okay, so we should be seeing, it looks like Alexa is the next person who's going to pop out onto the tar there, if we get a visual of that, followed shortly by Vincent Veet. Douglas Pickard just behind him, and Anele right on Douglas's heels, and Matt Bouch right there too. So 3 South Africans in the top 6, 3 international runners in front of them.
And look at that beautiful day. We couldn't have hoped for anything better for the start of this RMB UTCT. But you can see already up on Table Mountain, the clouds are building up a little bit.
Yeah, so there was a southerly wind that was predicted, which I think is possibly going to get quite strong overnight. So we'll see, but those mountains are an indication of a southerly wind, bringing a bit of moisture up onto the top of the mountain. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hope it doesn't get crazy up there. It's still looking pretty clear at the top of Platteklip, so just a light, fluffy cloud at the moment, not a full tablecloth, which Cape Town is well known for. There you get a good view of it. There are the gorgeous 12 Apostles, Camps Bay down below.
Yeah.
Because mine doesn't have it synced.
So
I got a notification.
looks like we're getting a
Okay,
camera angle from the Pulse live stream here, coming up the front of the Lion, overlooking Camps Bay.
And ladies and gentlemen, it got dark. All right, that is it. This is the end of our broadcast. It's nighttime here in Cape Town.
And we'll see you tomorrow morning. It's been amazing.
No, there you go. There you go. Yeah, as we were saying, you see the backside of Lion's Head.
Let's see what it does.
Okay, so I think this cameraman is waiting to pick up our leader as he comes up to the first paraglider launch pad. So that's the very steep little bit of jeep track, which is going to turn into single track right there. And I think he's going to be picking up in his sights any minute. Vasily coming around the corner.
Seems to be still a wee ways.
Yeah, it'll take him a while. This is about 800 meters of very steep jeep track. You can hear it's quite windy on that corner there.
Yep.
And he's just giving us a beautiful pano. That's Southern Peak right in the distance there, which is on the course for them much later.
And then
this is at the
down below now.
Yeah.
And there we go. He's just going through.
Okay, so he's beginning a really steep little bit now. If he can keep running through this bit, he's doing well. This is a very steep bit of jeep track that goes all the way up to where that previous cameraman was. You can see.
But that's the issue, Luke. Is like, yeah, you can run it, but how much is that going to cost you later?
Exactly.
Because as you said, it's very steep, but it's tempting. Like you get fresh legs, you're feeling good, you're up ahead.
And he is definitely running. So here we go.
Gunning it.
Let's see if our cameraman can keep up with him.
Looks like we're on the e-mountain bike, so that should be all right.
Okay. So this is the wildly popular Lion's Head hiking trail that he's on the lower slopes of at the moment. You can see a few hikers.
Yeah, he might surprise a few.
Definitely. Wow, he's keeping a very good pace.
There we go.
And now he's taking a little hands and knees walk. Good man.
I feel like this is a bit more of a reasonable approach to that hill.
Yeah.
Vasily Korytkin in the lead so far, 36 minutes elapsed since this RMB UTCT.
So he's about 7 kilometers in.
And back at running.
Okay. Yeah, run, walk. He's feeling that steepness now. and he still hasn't made it to the first bench. There's 2 benches on this stretch that are places that he hopefully will not sit down.
Enjoy the views, take a good look at it.
Yeah.
Take out a gel. Stick on it for a second and then go back out.
Yeah. So it's early in a 100 miler to be burning matches, and he's definitely burning matches.
Yeah. And in the meantime, in the chat, we got people coming in, joining us. Good morning, good morning. So you must be following, if I get the math right, from...
Is your straight? Is your straight?
No, it keeps moving the whole time.
Yeah, well, I guess if they're in the US and they're on the West Coast,
yeah,
they're just waking up. If they're on the East Coast, I see Corinne said, so she's asking someone if they've been doing the turkey trot because it was Thanksgiving yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big American tradition which follows watching football, playing touch football, and then doing the turkey trot.
Yeah, so USA in the house, and obviously all very familiar with Corinne Milcom, who I read will be running the 100K.
Yeah, awesome.
Pretty exciting. That's probably going to be a first. Me commenting a race, not being with Corinne, but actually commenting a race that she is racing.
Yeah, she's
Good
done some
times.
quality time in the commentary box at various races, UTMB, etc. Okay, so we're back to the paragliders where we are awaiting our leader. Here he comes up that last little bit. He's got a couple of 100 meters now of that Jeep track that he's still on. He's slugging it out there. Definitely harder than he thought it was going to be, I think, this little section here. So what happens around this corner is he gets onto the more steppy sort of semi-single track. It's not quite as steep, but it's still going to be tricky to navigate. And that will eventually top out around the corner where he will go and fly down the lion's back to take a left turn. But he's still got a bit of the Jeep track to navigate here. And he's employing the run-walk strategy, short little bursts.
I mean, at least he's got his moment of fame. He's on the screen. He's like rocking his kit, you know. Who knows? He might surprise us.
Yeah.
And then for those who were with us this morning for the PT55, we had Majell Backhausen on the field, legend from down under, who kept us entertained for a while as he was at the University of Cape Town aid station, and he will be back out on the field. He's making his way up at the minute as we speak to the Kloof aid station, and so when the runners will go through that, we'll throw it to him, and I can't wait because it's always great entertainment.
Yeah. And I'm just doing a little bit of homework here on Vasily. It looks like he did really well in the Marathon des Sables this year. Had a couple of storming stages and finished in the top 3. And so he's no stranger to a good sufferfest in extreme conditions. Okay, yeah. Here he goes onto the steps. So he's finished with the Jeep track, and you can see it's still, he's still walking a bit, just keeping it going. But he's not looking as peppy as he did when he started this section. It'll be interesting to see the pace of the others when we catch up with a glimpse of the second to sixth runners who are all fairly close together.
Yeah, and obviously like times have been tough, and then obviously I say that with a pinch of salt. With the whole like Russia conflict, some Russian athletes were denied entry in many races.
Yeah,
and so when I see indeed the results of Vasily. He's been racing each year the Golden Ring Ultra-trail in Russia.
He set a record at a backyard, like a Big's backyard ultra in Russia. We're only running 46 laps, and that was in July the previous year. So he's moment he's feeling a bit lonely, I think, and it's tough going out there. It's going to be hot. The sun's still quite high in the sky, and he's on the sunny side where the sun sets over the Atlantic Ocean. Clifton and Camps Bay below him, and Lion's Head looming over the top.
Yeah, and again, this is also something we're talking about this morning with Kane, was the ITRA index that is made out of all the different ITRA scores that people score at the races they partake in.
Yeah,
and that is an indication of a runner's level, and this might also be an indication for us to say, like, this might be a bit of a bluff coming from Vasily, because he's got an ITRA performance index of 779, and as opposed to some of his competitors,
who are in the 840 around there.
Yeah. So like significantly higher. So that's Alexei,
who's probably in second, I think. So he's coming up.
But still, like probably 250, 300 meters back.
Yeah, at least.
At the very least, indeed.
Yeah. But he's moving nice and consistently. Look how he's just keeping his jog alive there.
Yeah. But Alexei, like at an ITRA score of 845, seems more to be where he belongs. And I'm trying to spot, but is he also not running with poles?
Yeah, it's hard to make out. I'm not seeing any at the moment either, but maybe we'll get a closer look shortly. $862 in fact, and he is doing great. He's almost peaked out on the Jeep track here. He's actually running at a really solid pace, looking good.
Oh yeah, 862. The folder is wrong. I'm gonna blame it on the on the Excel sheet that I have here. But I stand corrected. Look at him, all smiles, going through with a giddy up in his stride. And yeah, I mean, I was gonna say maybe that's a Russian thing to not use poles, like kind of a lot of runners in the US, because the trails just don't require the use of poles. It's always like not kind of steep enough to justify using poles in some runnable grades. But no, because Dmitry Mityayev, we see him definitely use poles in the races.
If you look at the terrain that you're seeing now, it could also be a decision based on the terrain of Table Mountain, which is some parts of it are tricky to use poles because it's very rocky and quite tight. But here comes the chasing bunch, and they're all got their poles out on the Jeep track there, as you could see.
Wait, so come again?
You know, I don't know what. Oh, because I was trying to understand, like, oh, we have a camera runner, but we're not following the runners. Possibly that camera runner is waiting for the first woman to come through.
Ah.
Oh, and those hikers are gonna soon be overwhelmed with a whole lot of runners coming through.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see he's now on the. He's now trying to catch up with Vasily, this cameraman. He's on the way down the Lion's Back. So this is quite a rocky section, as you can see. It's a lot to navigate. You really have to keep your eye on the ball here. And it's a beautiful stretch of trail, though. It's going to come down to a hairpin bend shortly and then turn left. You can see the city bowl in the distance and the harbour. And there's Vasily just about to take that left turn fairly soon. It's going to do a big zigzag and come back to the spine of Signal Hill.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, maybe a camera runner should just take a hard left and run down the hill to pick up Vasily.
He might have to. Come on, dude. You got this. Okay, there goes Colin, I think that is, from the Ultra team, South Africa.
Yeah. Colin van der Berg, who we couldn't recognize because of the beard, but now because of the beard, we can actually recognize him. And yeah, it looks like our camera runner is encountering a bit of struggle that Vasily has gone through the switchbacks you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I think Cameron has given up the chase.
Yes,
that's it. I'm going to wait for number 2.
Yeah. But he's giving us a great visual there of Sea Point and the promenade. No, he's resumed the mission. Okay, now we're getting some great footage of...
There we go,
is
top
this
woman.
Is this the top woman? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
That looks like Naomi. Yep.
Good spotting.
Yeah. Okay, she's got her power hike going on there.
Yeah.
Nice work.
And once again, like...
No poles in sight?
I don't see any poles.
Wow.
So maybe they're stuffed in the bag, but no, I wouldn't see them sticking out.
Yes, we believe so, and we did mention that. And unless I'm getting it wrong, did I see Xavier's name, her husband, in the field? I'm just going to double check that on the athlete list. But I'm pretty sure I see Xavier Briel there, number 1045. So Xavier, definitely a dark horse. He's done a lot of adventure racing, and it'll be interesting to see how his day and night goes.
Well, this is a bit of a bold move. I feel like not using poles.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you cooked at the end of a 100 miler, like if you end up having just the ever so slightly uphill, like, it feels like a wall, and then you just lean on your poles and you kind of try to make your way forward.
Yeah. But remember, Naomi is she's won the UTD 100 miler in her time a few years back. She in fact tied for first with the first overall runner, who was a man, and ran an incredible race there. So she knows how to go deep and go into that pain cave. So maybe part of that is no poles. Okay, here come a couple of... Is that... It could be Chris Ngaka, I can't quite tell there. He's a Cape Townian. There's Robbie.
There he is.
Robbie Rorick coming through.
Robbie rocking only one of his poles. One at a time, bro. One at a time. Love it.
Love it. Robbie's a true original. You never know what he's going to come up with. He always surprise you.
But it looked like he had his second one in the pack, so just
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm sure he does got it in there somewhere. Okay, we're getting some nice visuals of the rest of the top 20, I'm guessing, coming through the top of the Jeep track here, passing the paraglider takeoff. Who have we got coming up next?
Thanks.
That looks like it could be Joe Kepler there in second lady position, just coming up onto the stairs. Joe from KZN.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe that was Joe that we followed earlier in the lead.
It's possible, yeah, because we had her silhouette and she had the
the same pack.
Possible. Yeah. Same pack, yeah.
And then right in front of her with the Salomon pack is Luke Webster, trail running, ultra runner, enthusiast, photographer, media creator, photo video. And pretty stoked about kicking off this 100 mile. He was bothered by one of his calves, but he said it had come right before the start, so he was eager to have a crack at this 100 mile and have fun with it.
Yeah. Wow, this guy's flying up here. Wow.
No. Straight.
Ooh. Oh, Alexei.
Oh, is he?
No, so that is confusing actually, because that's the second switchback on the way down, and there is a track that actually cuts right through.
Yeah, there's a bit of an illegal shortcut that people have been taking. Yeah. But he's good now. He's back on. It is a bit confusing for him because it does get a bit overused and it shouldn't get used. So now he's heading back to Signal Hill. All good.
Yeah. And see that's when you see like runners when they're comfortable and technical, and you see it's smooth.
Yeah.
His body is still aligned, taking the right trajectory, and the feet are dancing.
Yeah.
The body's not moving too hard. Very little pounding.
Yeah, he's got the arms giving him some nice balance. Yeah, looking very comfortable on this, and that section is tricky. Well, I've just been reading about one of the camera runners that is running with Naomi Brand. She's a youngster from Somerset West in Cape Town. She's 16 years old, so she is living the dream at the moment, chasing one of her running heroes, I'm sure. She's represented Boland, Western Cape and Western Province in steeplechase, and she's done some trail races, so she's just really getting into it. So you can just imagine how she is absolutely lapping it up out there, filming one of the top female runners in South Africa at the moment in this incredible event.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Certainly an inspiration for her. Yeah, all right, one day to be on the other side of the camera.
Okay, here comes Jo. You can see she's topped out on that little section. Nice and runnable now all of a sudden, and she's going to take a left down onto the downhill section, which is a little bit more technical. It takes them over the lion's back. I can hear she's working quite hard, but this is a nice little section to enjoy. It's great to see Jo doing so well.
Hang on, we're being told that is not Jo, so let's check.
Okay, let's double check.
Oh, that would be apparently Naomi Brown. So you were right in the first place. Who was together with Luke and Mike.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. Oh, geez. Things are moving quite a bit here. In the top woman, so because perhaps our camera runner is not with the first woman, so in the lead, that confirmed whether she's on the image or not is Naomi Brown, and she's followed by Cornelia Oswald and Marie Marinkovic in third position so far. And oh no, I'm missing Nicolette Griffin.
Yeah.
As well in third position, and Marie is in fourth. As Alexei is actually moving extremely well here on that section, making very good ground and possibly pulling away from the rest of the chasing pack to possibly reel in Vasily Koretskin.
Okay, nice one. Naomi's on that technical downhill. Looks like she's managing nicely. She was probably here on Tuesday Trails a few days back, just doing her final bit of research on this part of the route. looks like just up ahead of Naomi are a few local runners. Rickett Mulder, Jock Green, and got Mike McGonigal there from the USA as well.
Yeah. Can we see it? AKA Shit in the Woods.
Yeah, of course. Legendary Instagram handle. And we've also got Luke Webster in that mix from the US.
Yep. Yeah. He was desperately trying to find a white t-shirt to wear, but in the end, I guess he didn't because he was sporting a black t-shirt at that point where we saw him on the images.
Yeah. Okay, here's Alexi. He's now on the he's on the Kramat section of the trail, so he's on the spine of Signal Hill. Very rocky, this section. So you just have to keep your eye on the ball here. He looks like he's running nicely. The cameraman has got his work cut out for him here to stay in touch.
Yeah,
elastic band is definitely broken.
I don't know if you have the audio, but it looks like a tough time for a camera runner.
So there you can just see the tar road to the right. So it's an incredible little path. This, it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, but the tar road is just close by. So they are heading towards the Signal Hill aid station now. He's probably got about a mile to go to that. And he's going to have a little bit of uphill here just to peak out on Signal Hill, and then they'll head, and then it'll flatten out again. He's moving really nicely, Alexi.
And in the meantime, Luke, we got Lily saying hi.
Oh! Hi, Lily. She's the most frothed up ultra running fan out there, I'm telling you, watching from home. Okay, so we're getting some great
view of
the fynbos,
of the flora.
It's tough out there. And we're back to, I think are we seeing Naomi just up front? Yeah, they're still descending the back of the line. She's in the mix there with a couple of the men, who we can tell you who they are. Brett's asking what are the high and low temperatures out there for today. Brett, I think it probably peaked at about in the mid-20s today. It was fairly hot out there. If you watched the PT55, you could see that the leaders were red in the face and sweating hard when they came to University of Cape Town aid station in the finish. But it's probably cooling down a little bit now because it's 6 p.m. last couple of hours of the day, and so it's probably now it's around 19 or 20 degrees Celsius. There's a nice breeze out there, so
yeah, and actually, I was going to say, like,
pleasant.
The winds picked up, most definitely, especially like even from here on the start line of the Garden Rugby field, we can see the flag, being thrown around a little bit by gusts of wind. So hopefully,
that southerly's picking up, and these guys will be out in the wind there on Signal Hill. It's quite exposed where they are. So I think we're getting quite nice visuals here of Nele Buns, South African runner. And I think this is Matt Bouch just in front of the camera runner. And I think, is that Vincent in between them?
Yeah, Vincent.
So they're running in a nice little peloton here.
White Salmon kit.
Yeah, and they're closing in on the Signal Hill aid station. They're moving really nicely. They're probably just about a kilometer to go to that first aid station, which is up in the distance there behind the pine trees.
Actually, I might be wrong here. This might not be Vincent Viet just here, according to the... Oh, no, sorry. The GPS trackers are moving not all at the same time, and I thought it was a bit of up ahead, but
okay.
That's all good. Yep, that's him in that group. So Alexei Totsenko has pulled away a little bit, but the chasing pack is right behind. So, so far things are probably the way they should be, possibly. So wow, Vasily would be at the aid station already at least at the timing point of Signal Hill.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some.
We'll check that, and yes,
images of him soon at that aid station.
Yeah, he's gone through in 102.01. Vasily Koretkin, who so far is leading this RMB UTCT.
There's a shout out from Connie Fraser to Dave Reeby, who's in the mix here. Dave has been running just better and better, stronger and stronger the last couple of years. A local runner from the hood. Suisses says, let's go Nico. And like Daniel, as Danielle asked Nick Borman, we are filming in remote areas and trying to get coverage, so there will be some signal drops every now and then, so you just got to bear with us when that happens. But seems like we're getting some quite nice images at the moment consistently, which is amazing. You're getting... This camera run is staying really nice and tight on this bunch of 4, and you can just see how they're jumping around. This is a technical, the rocky little stretch as they lead back up to the Signal Hill car park where that aid station is. They've got about a half a kilometer to go now.
Hey team, looks like we've lost our camera, so we're back in the studio with our 2 white t-shirts and tired faces. But yeah,
I'm just reading back through some of the comments here, Martin, and there's someone here, Jared in fact, has said, give a big shout out to Chris Ngaka, who's definitely another dark horse, incredible runner. He's got he'll never tell you, but he's got a sub 2:30 marathon time. And
legit?
Yeah, totally legit. So let's see how he does. He did a great run last year on the same course, and he's back for more. So he's in that top 20, I think. We'll give you more details on that shortly.
And so yeah, so far only 1 runner has gone through the checkpoint at Signal Hill, the first of many checkpoints. This is 11.8 kilometers into the race, and it sounds like we're gonna have a quick break for now, and we'll be back with you very shortly, so stay with us.
The space that a trail or trail running offers is the most rewarding in terms of accessing nature. Cape Town is seen as a great destination for trail running. We are using those mountains and those trails, so we want to be involved in maintaining them to allow people to access them and to run on them as best as possible.
UTCT and RMB have come forward and offered to sponsor us. It allows us to plan and to do a lot more good work on the mountain.
RAM Merchant Bank, they want to be involved in the community, they want to make a difference. Racers should engage with the land they're using, and I think that's what RAM Merchant Bank are very much a part of, is leaving the trails in a better state for everybody else who accesses the mountain.
We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. Cape Town will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
All right, and we're back with our lead female runner. And as you can see, as much as we're talking about weather conditions, the state of that man's shorts, he's been sweating quite a bit already. And so that is an indication, even though it is windy out there, that the sun is still beating hard on these participants.
And that looks like Naomi and one of the men just cresting that hill. They're coming up with about 1 kilometer to go to the aid station.
Yeah, it's still moving pretty well.
Yeah.
Trotted along. That's what you want to be doing.
Yeah, they're moving nicely. That's great. I think that might be Thomas for Mark, a local runner. Seems to be on the same pace as Naomi there. Looks like they've got Luke Webster, the American, just ahead of them, and Leo Sorensen from South Africa just ahead of him.
Let's see if we can see them in the distance. Look at a red backpack.
And this is that youngster. She's can't quite hear what she's saying. She's doing a great job.
Excellent job.
The tracker is telling me that Cornelia is ahead of her now. Is that accurate for you? Or it might have jumped? No. Okay.
I still have no.
Oh yeah. So we've got Cornelia Oswald in second, and then I think Marie Marinkovitz in third. Is that right? And Nicolette in fourth, if I'm getting that correct.
Yeah, that'd be about right. It's hard sometimes to pick up the color of the points when they're hidden between names. I'd say even possibly Cornelia in second. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So I would have that as well. And Nicolette indeed in third, and Marinkovic in fourth. And they're still not too far apart.
So Cornelia is from Austria.
Yeah. And so as expected in this area, we're losing a little bit the images there. But we'll soon have the split times from these first ladies at the Signal Hill checkpoint. So far we have 8 men who have gone through. And I think it's a good opportunity to recap. Vasily Korytkin, who went there in 1:02 and actually already almost 5 minutes back. Alexei Tolsenko, followed by local Douglas Picker, Vincent Viette, within a few seconds of each other. Matthew Bush, how do you say? I don't want to butcher that. And then Bouch. I was way far, way off.
You were bringing the French little touch.
Une petite touche de bouche. Anel Bans, Marc-Antoine Foran, and Colin van der Berg for the top 8 at Signal Hill, and that's gonna grow as we go. Still, no woman has gone through, and our camera runner youngster is still doing a fantastic job. We can hear her breathe a little more now. But she's doing a great job. And there we go. What we were telling you just earlier, Signal Hill, all these runners have gone through, and we're expecting possibly Joe Kepler, but then yeah, that's usually from the start line, so everybody's going through, and that triggers their chip, their bib. But I think it'd be worth waiting for them to go through. And there we go. Robbie Rorik in 9th place, and in 10th place Malik Benzejiba. And that's your top 10 so far in this RMB UTCT 1 hour 12 elapsed. And what a nice and smooth way to kick off that journey for all the runners, with views from both Signal Hill and Lion's Head.
Yeah.
Oh, the wind's picked up, the door slamming here in the studio. And we are all eyes on the live tracking as we're losing those images just to see what's going to be happening. But yeah, Naomi is in very good company with Luke Webster and Mike.
Yeah. And like someone said, this beautiful city really just is showing off. You know, there's a reason it's one of the top 10 cities to visit in the world. It's on all the hot lists. When you just look at that promenade, which is like the Central Park on the ocean down there on Sea Point, you know, Signal Hill, Lion's Head, the Table Mountain and Devil's Peak just surrounding the city bowl. It's just phenomenal, and it's so nice to see it at this time of the day in the soft light. So we're going to enjoy the next couple of hours before it gets dark.
And as much as we don't have images, like Vasily Korytkin is still moving forward in the lead, still probably maintaining that 5 minute-ish gap on Alexei Tolsenko, and right behind Matthew Bausch and Vincent Viette. Vincent Viette, who probably was sandbagging a little bit when he said, "Oh, I didn't have the time to train properly." La, la, la.
I'm sure he was.
Freaking French.
But Dougie Pickard also running amazingly up at the front there in the top 5.
Yeah.
And I think it probably suits him running out near the front. He seems to be that type of runner, so it'll be interesting to see if he keeps that up. I think that definitely suits his style.
And Naomi Brown currently in the lead. She's had a solid year. She was she raced in New Zealand at Tarawera 100K, finished 6th. It was a solid field. And she did 3 peaks. Shout out to all the people in New Zealand in Dunedin. That's a really cool mountain running race. She finished 3rd, and then she had a DNF at Kenyon's on the Run 100K, but then backed up that kind of DNF with a solid 6th place at Lavaredo Ultra-trail, and we know that this race is actually very competitive. So yeah, a good year.
Yeah. Did you know that there's 3 peaks in Cape Town?
I've heard.
that one, and Lion's Head. What is the distance of the 3 peaks in New Zealand?
26K.
Okay. So
I mean, she did the the 3 peaks plus 1, which is 55, but the original 3 peaks in Dunedin is 26K.
Okay. Have you done it?
Yeah. That's
nice.
a classic. That's a classic mountain running race in New Zealand.
What is the elevation of the peaks you go up?
It's not much, but those are gnarly kicks.
Okay. So what's quite unique about the one in Cape Town is you start right down in the center of the city, downtown, and you run up through the urban and through the suburbs, and then eventually into the nature reserve and right up into the top of Devil's Peak. You come down back to the same place you started.
Oh wow! So it's like
back through the urban, and then up to the top of the table itself through Platteklip Gorge, where the runners are going to go up just now, all the way back down to that same place, and one more time up Lion's Head.
Dang!
So it's quite an epic. 2,600 meters of climbing, 50 kilometers approximately. Yeah, it's a big one. It's just been a couple of weeks ago. It's an absolute classic on the calendar.
Must be a quad blaster. Like you're going up and then you bombing down back to the point and then up again and bombing down.
Yeah, total.
Wow, fun.
Yeah.
All right, back with Naomi.
We've got some live footage of Naomi here. Breaking up a little bit, but there we go. Okay. And they're down on the Jeep track. So she's passed through the aid station and she's coming back on the City Bowl side. So they'll be a little bit protected from the wind here. nice, a bit open, runnable. This is quite a nice stretch of Jeep track.
Yeah, and there you go. That's your top 3 already have gone through Signal Hill.
Okay, so Cornelia Oswald from Austria in second, and Nicolette in third.
Yeah, and so those 3 runners are within 3 minutes of each other. So a nice wheat pack here.
And it looks like Cornelia's done some pretty amazing races this year.
The unicorns are back in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We saw them rocking Hout Bay aid station this morning, and they've made it to the next that we've been told by a few locals, the Little Zagama, where that couloir where people show up and cheer the runners as they make their way up at a very slow pace because it's extremely steep.
Yeah, that's Kloof Corner. So that is an incredible. It really is going to be a mini Zagama. We've got the Mountain Men, who are a group of I call them rock and roll trail runners. They've got plaits in their beards, tattoos everywhere, and just an incredible vibe that they put out. And they will be there with the bells and the unicorns. I'm loving seeing the unicorns there. That's just in the corner of Table Mountain as they start rising up after the whole Signal Hill section. That's going to be done just before the dark for most runners. So it's going to be incredible.
Good on them for being there.
Yeah. So they're all slowly gathering. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's a bit like scenes from the tour where the riders can't get through. The guys lead right in, you can just fit through. It's going to be awesome.
And so, look, actually, the aid station, is that at this point or is that further below at the road crossing?
Yeah, it's down below at Kloof Neck, which is where you come off Signal Hill for the first time, at about 19 kilometers. If I'm getting my distances right. So
20.1 precisely.
There we go. Thank you. So you can see it down below where the tar road is. And then they will start from that aid station. They'll climb up the zigzag and then eventually the very steep bit up to the Kloof Corner here.
Okay, so we'll have Maj on the field right from the aid station. So down below at the road.
Awesome.
So I think we still have a little bit of time before the first men actually get off Lion's Head again and then into across the road, which always is a sketchy part during Tuesday trails. When you come back,
100%.
those cars come in hard, but it should be probably about a 5 to 6 minutes. Oh no, because they're going back up. My bad. They're not going back the same way. So Vasily, who's still in the lead. I can't remember how you call this. The gully coming back up towards.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we've got the tracking on the screen of the Signal Hill checkpoint and the ramp of the Lion, as it's known. So let's just try and dive into that a little bit. So what they're doing now, you can see the leading men. Vasily's in the bottom left corner of your screen. He's viewing the Sea Point side, and he's on the sunny side of the mountain. Or the rest of the top sort of 20 that you can see on the right-hand side are in the shadows of the Lion. They've all just come around past the view of the stadium, and they're on a bit of a contour just slightly uphill. That's where Douglas Pickard and Vincent are all there, about 5 of them together, and they're just traversing the outer slopes on the Atlantic seaboard side of Signal Hill. Quite a nice runnable Jeep track section, and there we go. That's exactly what we want to see. That's that spot in the sun. Nice runnable section. You can see they're moving well. That looks like it might be Colin Vandenberg, and he's got his sticks in his hand, cruising into the sunset. This is an incredible section, so this is a really good one to soak up. Yeah.
Can you believe this view?
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. Look at what these runners are experiencing right now. It's incredible. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's actually one of the lesser run, believe it or not, sections in Cape Town. I try and always remember to run it, just to enjoy it, because it's superb. You can see nice, easy flowing, and it's just contouring around well-designed road. Old road, which is actually now very overgrown distance, so it feels like a single track. Someone's just pulled off there. I'm not quite sure what he's going for a pit stop.
Yeah,
and you can see that there. You can see Sea Point and Green Point and Robben Island out on the ocean there. Beautiful views across the bay, across Table Bay, looking north up the west coast. Going through the fields of gold here. Wow, gorgeous. So it looks like, yeah, Vasily's still got quite a nice gap there. He just seems to be maintaining that. And then he's got a handful of runners behind him.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, they're moving all together as a group, which is very good. And this is a couple of runners. I think, Marc-Antoine Foran has probably. Oh, that could have gone very wrong.
Did
but
he nearly go down?
Yeah, not nearly got down, but picked himself up before he hit the ground. Well done.
Well done.
Keep your eyes peeled. Stay focused. Now is not the time. Not that there is a time to hit the deck, but
no, it never is.
But yeah, it would be early. It would be a bit early.
Yeah, guys. Someone's just saying that the trackers are bouncing around. They do tend to do that. They don't track every single second, so you just have to wait for them to reset every half a minute or so. So they're tracking, but they're not accurate to every single second. So you just got to keep watching them refresh, and then they regroup, and then they get accurate again in between. Yeah, Karine also getting very frothed up about Kloof Corner. It's going to be incredible. There you get a quick glimpse of the stadium as these guys are coming around from the shady side of the mountain here into the sun. There's the 2010 World Cup Soccer Stadium. Incredible scenes happened there 13 years ago. And there's the Mully Point Promenade and the athletics track, where some excellent sessions happen on the intervals of the 400s with Community Track Club nights, which are becoming a really popular thing in Cape Town. Loads of crews getting involved there, hundreds of people on a Thursday night. It's amazing. Okay, who are we looking at here? Someone.
Yeah, maybe a camera runner is falling back slightly.
Yeah, looks like you might need a goo.
Yeah. Please feed our camera runner and hand him over something.
Is it legal for the runners to give goos to the cameramen? I know it's not the other way around.
Yeah. All right. And
okay.
Yeah, with Majell, who most likely will tune up onto the live to give us the feel at Kloof Corner. We actually got the chance to run that part of the course the other day, but I think we picked the wrong time of the day. We went in the morning, and we totally missed out on that beautiful sunset.
Okay, now he's dropping down, so that contour has ended. I think that might be Vincent.
Right? No, I think that's further back. Oh. This is a North Face pack. So okay. I think it's Marc-Antoine Foran.
Okay, so he's just dropped down to the tree line. This is quite a steep little descent, and you'll see him dropping down to the blue gum trees. And
clearly feeling a bit more comfortable than our camera runner on that
downhill. Yeah.
Pulling away very quickly.
It's quite a zigzag. Yeah, he's clearly got good downhill skills, and he's gonna take a left into the blue gums there.
Yep.
And then get back onto what we call Pat's Track, which is a long, grindy, kind of tough hill, which is going to come his way any minute once he drops down to the blue gums. It's a great segment. It's about 2.5 Ks, the full thing. They run about 3/4 of it. It's an epic up and down, or down and up if you do them together. For all the Strava hunters out there, they've all given it a go. You can see him now in the line of the trees, and he's about to hit that Pat's Track section. When he pops through, he'll then turn left and go upwards out of the trees once he gains Pat's Track.
Yeah, and it's actually quite a slippery track because it's not quite flat.
Yeah,
and,
100%.
Getting closer and closer to the other side, it'll get more and more inclined.
Yeah, it's a bit
sideways.
awkward, this little section, but once he gets on pad track, it'll come right. But you're right, it's very awkward. As you can see, he's going to have to jump over a tree.
And there you go.
We lost the picture.
We lost him altogether. But yeah, looking once again on the live trackers, things are going smooth for our top runners, probably going back and forth.
So it's really great to see Jock Green out here on the course. He ran the original 100K UTCT in 2014. And he's just an evergreen 100-mile ultra athlete from South Africa. So it'll be great to see him have a good event here. And he seems to be right in the mix with the top 15 or so runners at the moment. Yeah, surely. I mean, at this point, that's exactly where you want to be if you're not like a pro athlete shooting for the win. You stay hidden, you stay at your pace, have good people around you. Yeah. So you can see now on the tracking that's showing on the screen, we've got quite a bulk of runners on that spine just past the Kramat on Signal Hill. They're all heading north. And then you've got the Vincent team of 5 heading south on the outside of the sunny side there, facing over Sea Point and Fresnay. And oh, it looks like we're getting images from Kloof Corner station. Yeah, and this is our good friend Marius, who's behind the camera, and somewhere around him should be Maj. I don't know if you can hear them chat. They're having a wee conversation with the studio, possibly to know when to kick things off with Maj. But it sounds like it could be any minute now. I think they're getting ready for possibly an interview with either the crew or the aid station. You never know with Maj. He might interview one of the marshals or this little kid. Yeah, or one of the unicorns that could have fallen behind and not made it all the way up to Kloof. I see someone here on the chat asking if Dylan Bowman is going to be commentating of the course of the weekend. Debo, total legend. He's been on the mic for hours and hours doing ultras inside the commentary box at many. And so hopefully he'll patch in at some point. I'm not quite sure where he is. Maybe he's at home in California. Possibly listening. Shout out to Hobbo again and Dave Reeby, locals who taking on their Hobbo, his second 100 miler. He took it on last year and finished, did a great job. Dave doing his first. And we've got Armin, who is confirmed that the camera folks absolutely deserve a handful of gels to keep going. Yeah, I saw that. And I think this is Nicolette on that nice contour there. She's looking very comfortable. She's a really experienced ultra runner, and I think she's looking in a really good position now, just cruising along that contour, looking really in her element. And it looks like she's followed quite closely, actually. Yeah. By our third female runner, Cornelia Oswald, who went actually through Signal Hill in second position and now seems to be sitting in third. Yeah. Once again, there's a bit of a light contrast. Yeah, and kind of a little bit tricky to capture. Yeah, overcooks a bit the image, but man, I'm jealous right now. I wish I could be running on that trail, looking at the ocean and the sunset. Honestly, it doesn't get any better than that. Absolutely. And only 90 minutes into the race, imagine everything else that they're going to be seeing all throughout that beautiful journey of the RMB UTCT. Yeah, it's going to be quite a journey. It really just takes in all the best parts of the peninsula, the full Monty basically. You know, they crisscross both sides, the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, False Bay, Table Bay right now as we're seeing. There's just so much to soak up.
Oh, and I think I heard a bit of Maj.
Yeah, is he coming into the commentary here
they're,
at the aid station there?
Yeah, I think they're prepping to take over.
Okay, and in the meanwhile, we're just getting these great images. You can just see Lion's head popping out there on the background. Nicolette's still just navigating this contour on the outside of Signal Hill, and she'll be dropping down into those blue gum tracks soon.
I'm not sure what's going on, but we hear a lot of laughter.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, if that's a few more lost unicorns.
But that's what happens when Maj is around. Everybody's just having a ball.
I think is he online? Okay, we're tracking him down.
And I believe that is our third female that just went through. Or is that still Nicolette?
Let's have a look.
I thought Nicolette was all black.
Yeah, she's all black.
All right. Okay. Oh, and I see champagne, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn. These things are hosting up.
Those unicorns are having a good time. Hell, why not? Let's see what's going on.
This is so cool. Look at these blown up air suit unicorns. This is inspired. I love this.
Yeah.
Seriously cool. It's just what you need when you're bleeding from the eyeballs and trying to get onto the contour here.
Am I hallucinating already?
You can see
I see unicorns.
Exactly. You can see the sign here which says Trail Rehab by Friends of Table Mountain and Sandparks. This is incredible what these guys have done.
Yeah, good shout out.
Such incredible work, led by the inimitable Andy Davies, just giving so much time and so much effort, and a team of supermen who spend time out in the mountains just getting those trails back to how they should be. And yeah, so they've actually just done the steps up to Kloof Corner here, so that it's really in good shape, and even just up from the Kloof Corner aid station. I see someone else getting into their fancy dress. Oh no, it's just a hoodie. Things are going to start getting a little bit chilly up there. Oh, a whole lot of cowbells arriving. This is the Zagama style that we're hoping for. Nice. Okay, we're seeing a few crew members here at getting very ready at the aid station to receive their runners after 20 Ks.
Okay, so if we have image of Kloofneck, then possibly we could have Maj taking over, because we had him on the audio, but we didn't have the images. Now we do have the images, so
can we sync it?
Let's let's have both at the same time.
We're gonna manifest it. It's possible.
and feature Maj from the ground.
So this is a very cool aid station, because this is like the epicenter of city bowl trail running. Tuesday Trails often begins and ends here when they come on the city side, as you experienced the other day.
Yep.
Anyone who goes for a run or a mountain bike ride or a road bike ride does it from here. So it's like a super awesome node where everything happens. The roads drop down to Camps Bay from here, back to the city bowl, and down to Clifton. That beach is on the other side there. So it's really going to be good. The lighting is perfect. It's soft, late afternoon light, and it's cooling down a little bit, so it's quite pleasant. And there's lots of access, so there'll be quite a lot of people here when the runners start coming through. You can see the traffic's already building up, and everyone's slowly gathering.
And isn't that like people just coming off the mountain?
Yeah, it could be.
Because that's what we've been told. Like when we come back from Tuesday trails, it's like, well, you might as well hang out because the road is blocked anyway. It's all jammed.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a good view of Pat's track that I was mentioning earlier. That's looking back north or sort of west. We didn't see any runners on it yet. They were just panning back. Quite a nice shot. Here we go.
Julien Giron, ladies and gentlemen, from France, journalist writing for several magazines, and when he wants to cover a race, he actually runs it. So he
awesome.
Full commit.
Go Julien.
And then he can therefore actually have a very critical perspective on the race and how it takes place, and surely enough, he'll write community quite a few times when he'll talk about the RMB UTCT.
I'll tell you what he might also write about is this hill that he's about to start going up. So this is Pat's track. He's just started, and you know this route is actually quite front loaded with a lot of climbing, and you forget how much climbing is in this first 20 Ks. And you add in Platteklip Gorge, which is probably in the first 23, and you really do have a stack of climbing that you've got to deal with. You can see these guys have already started walking up here. It's getting quite steep. And so they've just started Pat's track, so this is they've got a long way to go up this hill still.
Yeah, and so that was actually on the screen earlier. So I've Kloof Neck at this aid station, which is 20.1K into the race. They've already covered over 850 meters of climbing.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you say, it can be deceiving because it looks like you're contouring around Signal Hill and Lion's Head, but there is a substantial amount of climbing already.
Yeah, and I remember this when I did the 100K a few years back, and this section of the route took me by surprise. I was, it's you just sort of, you forget that it takes its toll, and then you still have to climb up to the unicorns, and then contour across and do Platteklip Gorge all within the next few kilometers. So there's a lot going on in this section. And as you can see, super rocky, so hard to maintain your rhythm. You can see this runner here is just managing, but it's tricky. There's no flat path here. Every little step is different. So there's a lot to navigate, and to keep your rhythm on this uphill in the rocky terrain is quite tricky. There you can see Lion's Head in the background, and they still have to navigate around to the right-hand side of the base of Lion's Head Trail, which is an absolutely glorious trail. So when they get to the top of this climb, they drop down to the right, and they do one of my favorite bits of trail in Cape Town. I've been running it like twice a week lately.
Oh yeah?
5 kilometers around the base of the Lion's Head. It's glorious. It's got everything, a little bit of down, a little bit of up, a bit of technical, super runnable, and you get 360-degree views. And so they're going to be doing that in the sunny side, which is going to be a real treat when they've topped out of this hill.
Oh, how good.
Okay, so let's see if we can catch up with the head of the race again. Let's check on the tracking, who's doing what. Seems like such a picture. Alexei has maybe just broken away from that little pack of 5, and it looks like Vasily is coming around to almost hit the tar and then drop over the hairpin bend of Kloof Road, and he will then only have a few hundred meters up to the aid station. So I think we will be seeing him very soon. And
yeah, so that's the thing. Like, so yeah, once you hit the road, you go back up the glen.
Yeah. And they had to rehabilitate quite a bit of the trail in there because of the storms 6 weeks ago that took out a whole lot of pine trees and and mashed up water pipes. That tar road there is closed. But the guys from the honorary rangers actually fixed that just in time for the race, so that they could pass through that little bit of trail, which is very cool.
Now you mention it, I think the runners will have to go up and over at least one fallen tree.
Yeah,
we're there like only a couple of days ago, and I think we had to jump over one.
So there you go, it's on your screen, guys. So Vasily is just about to pass down onto off the Lions loop onto Kloof Road, and then back into that bit of trail we were talking about that's had some damage from the storm. And there at the black dot is the aid station just above Kloof Neck itself. Here's some visuals from that aid station. You can see everyone got the aid line.
All right, this could
up.
be the time, ladies and gentlemen. Could we have Majell on the screen? Or is that going to turn into a habit where we miss him at every first aid station that we cover?
Maybe he's a unicorn. He's been carried away. Come on, Madge. We know you're out there somewhere.
I mean, he's been trying. All right. Yep. All right. I think we have the images, and I'm here, Madge, if you can hear me.
Okay. So whilst we're waiting for Madge to reconnect into the matrix here, someone just asked me on the chat if I have the downhill CR on Pat's track. And unfortunately I don't. I would love to. It's a hard one to get, and I haven't managed it. And I got set back with a few downhill CRs when I broke my arm coming down Castile's Put last year, so that was quite a big setback. It's a dangerous undertaking to take on a downhill CR. Yeah, it definitely is a long night ahead, says Seb. So we'll chat about that as the darkness falls. But I think for now the runners are really just soaking up the sun, just enjoying the light they've got, and getting those first kilometers in before they switch on the head torch and get up there on top of the Table Mountain and sort of knuckle down to a long night.
So I got confused there. Maj is actually up at Kloof Neck with the...
He has been taken by the unicorns.
Yeah, he's been kidnapped.
You know what? That's amazing, because it's going to be such a vibe up there. He's just going to actually literally froth out and probably end up in one of those unicorn outfits.
Yeah, which is good news, because it means that we have a bit more time until we can sort out that technical issue, and make sure that we can connect with Maj. And how incredible would that be if we can connect with him as the runner go through, which gives us still a bit of time to figure it out, because once again on the live tracker, like Vasily is only coming to Kloof Neck probably in a couple of minutes. He'll cross the road and then go through the aid station, and then that's still a wee while to make their way all the way up to Kloof Neck, and where all these unicorns, people, champagne bottles, this madness is about to unfold.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell me something. What is the French journalist's name? I'm just looking him up in the tracking, so we can just get an idea on these two people who are behind him.
Julien Gilleron.
Julien. Okay, let me just see if I can check him out here.
Let's see.
We've got Hayden Hobbs on that section. Kennedy Sekuthe. He's a great local runner. He's been just getting better and better and better.
Oh, there you go.
Have you found him?
I think I have him.
Just behind, where is he?
Right there.
Yeah, so just behind him, that will be Robert Wangoe. No, that's not Chris. Is this maybe Cornelia Oswald? I can't.
Well, that would be her.
Behind,
yeah,
right?
that's
so
the one.
She's in third.
Because otherwise, I mean, we have Nicolette, but no, that's not Nicolette.
No. That's definitely not Nicolette. So her track has gone a bit wonky because I think she's further up. So this could be
Cornelia
unconfirmed.
Oswald.
Yeah, Cornelia Oswald, who I think possibly in third still.
Oh, there we go. We've changed cameras here. And I think we're back with our female leader.
Ah, nice.
And Vasily also. Oh, there's a lot going on here coming into the Kloof Corner station. And it sounds like we have Maj in the house. Maj, can you hear us?
Hello, I'm gentlemen. How are we doing?
Nope, apparently not.
I have you loud and clear.
Hang on. Yep. Okay. Can you hear us, Maj?
I have you loud and clear.
Oh, loud and clear. All right. Well, we have Vasily, first runner, coming through Kloof Corner, Kloof Neck station. And where are you? How is it with you? Because we don't have images.
All right. Well, how do I describe this situation?
Do your best.
I have found myself in the land of the unicorns with people on Kloof Neck. The vibe is just something else. The sun is setting here over the ocean. It's just like next level. I'm not even joking. A Tyrannosaurus Rex just turned up. The unicorns are losing their minds. We also have a rabbit with a carrot and a stick. And I swear I'm not making any of this up. It's 100% legit. There's champagne bottles. There is just an absolute stream of people coming up here. We've probably already got 100. It looks like Tuesday Trails is about to kick off on a Friday night here. There is a lot of smiles. There's a little bit of wind, but vibe is a word we should use. This is an absolute vibe, and far out. Yes, this is exactly what I think everyone's come up here for. The cowbells have been handed out. The RMB strolling around, handing out cowbells, and far out. I cannot wait for a runner to come through here. This place is about to get lit up more than I've seen any other thing get lit up in Cape Town over the last decade. I'm not joking you. I wish I could share some visuals of this office right now because it is absolutely pumping. Folks are stoked. It's just an absolute place to be. Jealousy is a word you could use right now in the studio. I'd say you'd be using it because you definitely would be jealous of this situation.
Yeah, either that or like a massive music festival, because what you described sounds like everything but trail running. So we're definitely looking forward to having images of that and seeing the runners go through and meet you up at that corner.
Oh, those drums. I think you know what it's reminding me of? It's called De La Forcla at UTMB. Do you remember that this year? I mean, that was next level. I was so happy when I saw that because the guys were just taking it to a different level. It was beautiful. Huh? Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think everybody remembers these images, like the smoke bombs were lit up.
Yeah.
People were screaming, chainsaws.
Crazy,
the whole deal.
It was beautiful. Circus.
And in the meantime, we had on your screen a split screen of first male Vasily and first woman side by side.
So Vasily's making his way up the little trail that connects up after the aid station. It's a shortcut, so you don't have to take the tar hairpin bend. And this is quite brutal, as you can see. He's hiking it out. He's got his hands on his quads there. And he's about to pop out onto the tar and then back onto the Kloof Corner trail, which will wind him up towards the Unicorn Central. So he's not far away from you, Madge, but it's going to take him a while to get there. It's super steep. There's some nice windy bits first, but then it just gets steeper and steeper as he approaches Cloud 9. Okay, so here he goes. He's about to pop out onto the tar. That might be quite a few people here on this little corner, coming down from the cableway, etc.
Yeah, it's a bit of a grind, until that corner.
Yeah.
And then we got Bernhard still cheering loud for the Kiwis. I mean, no, not the Kiwis, but adopted Kiwis, Naomi.
Very cool surname Bernard's got, Spliffington. Sounds like he's a character out of Whitnail and I. So Michael Hanley is asking, what is the likely finish time for the first place male and female this year? So Michael, to answer your question, we'd probably estimate that if it's a really tight race, it could go under 20 hours, I guess. Last year was 20 hours and 48 minutes, the winner.
Yep.
And he was out there on his own, ran an incredible race. But if we've got a bit of a ding-dong battle up front, I think there's a chance we could go under 20 hours.
Yeah, and so as much as Fotis, the last year's winner, is not back, Alexei Tolsenko, who was second last year in 21-26, is back, as you've seen him on the images, and loaded with good training, more experience. And so also Naomi Brown was there. She had finished third in sixth place overall in 26 hours. And so last year's winner, Hillary Allen, finished in 24:55. So she got back here on the Gardens rugby field around just before 6 p.m. on the Saturday. Oh, we got visuals, Maj. I don't know if you still hear us. We got someone with something that looks like a fishing rod, and there's a carrot on the end. That's one way to get people up the hill.
Can you hear us from Kloof Corner?
Yeah. And we've got a visual, so come and get on that visual if you can, Maj.
You want me to block up the stream of this party down here? Can you see me?
We're getting a visual of Rob McCulloch, a local city boy and an ex-Jack Black doyen, hanging out there.
I know.
What is that guy got in his fishing rod? A carrot?
A carrot, yeah. Get people up the hill.
I wasn't concentrating. Could at least have a goo.
Yeah, or a burger.
Yeah,
with an ultra runner, maybe like a burger or beer. You have better chances of getting it moving.
Okay, so now we're getting that visual from the loop around the last part of Lion's Head. You can see she's on that nice runnable trail, running towards the sun as it sets over the ocean there. This is superb. And now you're over Fresno, which is an amazing suburb on the slopes of Lion's Head there. You can see it's still quite technical, but yeah, this is just glorious. There, she's back in the sun. Making it a bit tricky though for seeing what's happening when that sun is shining right in your eyes, so she's got to keep her toes up here.
Yo, folks.
He's coming.
She's hovering just above a road where South African president actually has his house. He chose not to take up the presidential villa on the forested side of Newlands, but he's actually got a very modern house just down the road here. So whenever he's in Cape Town, he's just below where this runner is now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, seeing how the sun is setting over there,
it's a no-brainer.
I do understand.
I've just had some intel from Unicorn Central. Telling me that it's Harry Miller dangling the carrot, and that Pete the Heat will be there soon dangling beer. Things are looking up. The locals are pulling in.
I can't wait.
I agree with Jared. We need a wider lens on Kloof Corner so we can see more of that action.
That's bright orange is coming, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if you can hear him on live, but we can hear the banter going on up at Kloof Corner, and this is happening. Ash was not lying.
It's totally happening, and that's actually I've just been told that that's Pip Dixon in the unicorn suit who we just saw. She's an incredible local trail runner who's a tough competitor in any race. Just been getting better and better the last couple of years, and yeah, and what else have we got going on? So we've just got Cornelia Oswald just really setting such a consistent pace. You can just see how she's really just consistent, which is so important in this kind of race.
He's definitely walking.
Oh, we just had a brief visual of unicorns, but they're gone. Stand by. Here she is again, Cornelia.
Very, very subliminal.
Yeah.
We're not sure if that's real or not yet.
You can see Cornelia is now passing this big granite boulder. So on the lower slopes of Lion's Head here, there are some incredible sections of granite boulders, just like the Yosemite granite, and all around the coastline, underneath the sandstone of the top of the mountain. She's going to have to pass through a very tricky little section now, which is full of roots. See how she does. Oh, she's going low.
Back to the tricky trail. What happened?
Oh, cameraman didn't like that. Ooh, concentrating hard, and they got it. All good. Now they're just passing some of the most expensive real estate in Cape Town, the backyards of these incredible villas that just float over the ocean on top road. Now, this is great footage. Look at this. And now we're seeing the 12 apostles in all their glory. And I think we've caught up with the young runner who's filming with Naomi just a bit further up ahead.
Yep.
And they are enjoying this.
All right, a little bit of a technical adjustment to make sure when we get back with Maj, we have it loud and clear.
Okay, so we're getting some great visuals now, guys, of the base of Lion's Head Trail. You can see it's nice and smooth in places, really runnable. I think we're still with the Naomi team here at the lead of the females race.
Oh yeah, the color is just so changing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is called the golden hour for a reason. That's why people come from all over the world to take photographs here, to shoot movies and commercials for this exact time of day, and to run, obviously. And here they are enjoying the 12 Apostles views. They're coming up to this little mini forest, which is an absolutely legendary Instagrammable spot. You see it so many times.
Hashtag Cape Town, hashtag sunset.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. And you can see the cableway in the background. I know they've got to climb that soon, but for now they're just enjoying this nice flowing trail. They seem to be interacting with some hikers.
Yeah. You can't hear it, but we have the whole shebang of what's going on around Maj.
Is this a running race?
And it sounds like a bit of a mayhem situation, so yeah, we'll have images soon. In the meantime, Vasily Korytkin still making his way in the lead, followed by Alexei Tosenko, still second place, still slightly ahead of Douglas Picard and Vincent Viet, that was hiding right behind Douglas.
I wonder if those guys have gone through they're probably through the Kloof Neck aid station now, right?
Yeah, they've all gone, as well as Annele Bans and Mathieu Bauch.
Like couch, dude.
Couch. That's a good one. I'll remember that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so those top 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all scattered on that first little uphill towards Kloof Corner ascent. And then we've got a couple. It'd be nice to get some visuals on the aid station, actually, just to see what people are taking on board. Here we've got Vasily, though, at the head of the race. Okay, this is great.
And there's Maj in the background somewhere.
Yeah,
with those unicorns.
Yeah, and look how he's struggling. This is getting steep. It's getting real. These are about 220 stairs, if I remember correctly. I've counted them many times, and I've lost count many times, but somewhere around 200. And there he goes. Unicorns are waiting at the top. Come on, dude. This is awesome.
Oh, it's going to be on like King Kong. The party is just waiting to blow.
Come on, footage. It's getting
no.
quite trippy, but we needed to come back to real life. Come on.
It's got to happen now.
Okay, Vasily's still got about another 150 stairs, so we've got time. Oh, and we've... Madge, are you out there?
Yeah, it seems like usually we have reception there to provide you with these images, and we've seen the unicorns, we've seen the dangling carrot. However, because probably everybody started streaming live from their phone on Instagram Live or whatnot to see Vasily come through, well, that picked up the signal and we were left with nothing. So apparently we've lost Madge, we've lost images.
But look at this beautiful view we do have. And we are... Who are we seeing coming down? They're almost coming down onto the Kloof Corner hairpin. That looks like Nicolette. Yeah. Nice. This is great coverage. So she's coming down towards the aid station any minute. They'll be there in about 2 or 3 minutes. And she's actually very close behind Naomi, it looks like. In who's leading the women's race. So yeah, and then we've got
I can't get out of the app now.
Very smooth. Yeah, we back up.
I don't want to.
Steps, and there's a lot going on here.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah,
we have images now. And we have possibly hikers who didn't get the memo that there was a race going on and wondering what the heck is happening. Oh man, that rabbit head is also a bit creepy.
Oh, it's great. Love that. Oh, that's Harry.
Yeah,
that's Harry.
Oh, and there we go, Madge. Can you hear us?
Yo, can you hear us? Can you hear us? We might have to reconnect with Madge. Can you hear us?
I can only hear you.
If you hear us, go ahead.
Right, it's an absolute jam here. Just had first place come through. Second place is coming up now.
But there's a ton of noise, guys. There's so much feedback up there. I mean, I can see Joy.
Yeah, it's a vibe. So,
well-known ultra runner.
Yo folks, can you hear us on the old live stream? If so, well, I mean, the video says 1,000 words. This is so good. I've even got out my own phone and recorded a snap or two. That says something. So yeah, always happening here on Kloof Neck. Got the second place runner coming through, Alexei. He was second place here last year and he's going again for the title, giving it a crack. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, far out. There's unicorns, there's Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's just everything. Everything is here, and it's all happening. So, folks, I don't know if you can chime into this, but this is Alexei. Come on, man. He's just giving it the nose. Unreal. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's cracker. That's cracker. Alexei knows how to work a crowd. I didn't think I'd be saying that from that gentleman, but he knows how to work a crowd. Third place isn't far behind, only like 30 seconds, but he's coming through. He's got a smile on his face as he pokes his set up. First run, he's only the third one through, but he's got some poles. Interesting to see how many folks come through with poles, but this gentleman is rocking it. Number 1003.
A lot of folks up here with good set of lungs. There's no doubt about it.
Keep going, bro, keep going.
Oh, God.
You lost, man.
I don't think I've seen anyone walk up here.
15 runners run and you don't.
Everyone up here is solid. No round of applause to the love of supporting ultra. What else to say? How else to describe?
All right, so we let it to Mash for a second, but it sounds like we've lost him again. I mean, you've been there, you've seen what Alexei's done, like incredible, and it shows as well. The mindset he's in, like he's just here to have a good time. He's ready to go, and he knows that now is not the time to get too serious, too excited. And he worked that crowd, and sure he'll be leaving with a big smile on his face for probably all the way up to the top of Table Mountain.
Definitely.
So very cool attitude here.
And there we go. So now we're back with Vasily, who is on the contour. And so the contour is meant to mean that it's flat-ish, but you can see he's got a little bit of climbing, and there's a lot of technical in this next 2 kilometers. This contour will lead him up to the base of Platteklip Gorge, which is one of the big steep climbs of the event. He is making his way through the famous there, and we've just lost the vision.
Yeah, but I will second what you said, especially when we saw the shape of the final 10 kilometers from the University of Cape Town. Like, contour here does not mean flat.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how that last 10 kilometers is very tough.
Here you go, Vincent Viet.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Making his way through the Unicorn Dinosaurville. Looking pretty good, actually. Oh, just lost his step. A lot going on. I think Vincent's looking great. He's in good shape there. He's just cruised on through.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Stu, rocking the crowd.
Oh yeah, amazing. Oh, what a good place to be. It's so
It is
cool.
so good to see Stu have a good time and be at the heart of the action, because we know the man works so hard to pull this event together. He's surrounded by such great people who he can rely on, and I'm really delighted to see him like have a good time and probably take an hour or so to step off the pressure, step off the gas pedal, and just enjoy that.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, totally. Okay, we're back with Vasily here, and you can see he's on these little ledges. This is another one of my favorite bits to run. This is just up the road from my house, so I run here all the time, and this is just superb. It's a little bit tricky though. You can see there's a lot going on, so you really have to just keep your eye on things here. Flat little ledges, and yeah, but if you can find your flow here, you can do really well. He's got a couple of kilometers to traverse here, and he's just hovering above the city. He's right under the cableway. It is absolutely glorious on this contour.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Like when you said if you can find your flow, that's exactly it. If you can flow around this, it will almost be effortless because there's not so much elevation gain and loss. But if you're like hitting every stone and like stumbling around everything, then it will cost you a whole lot of energy, and then you'll be moving far slower than someone who's comfortable and, as you said, flowy.
Yeah. And I've seen these times there's a CR on this stretch that is from Kloof Corner, from Unicorn Land to the base of Platteklip.
Oh yeah.
And some of the CRs have been set by the guys doing the UT100K in past years, and the guys were moving. One of the years when Ryan and Prodigal were running head to head, all those 4 guys, they were flying here.
Whoa!
Yeah, phenomenal.
Well, I know what I'm doing on Monday.
You gotta go take it down, dude. It's there. Cameraman struggling to keep up Vasily. So there you go. A lot of rocks. It's all happening there. It's tricky.
Yeah, which is fine. Like if the cameraman gets dropped, like it's fine. We'll switch on to second place and third place because we don't seem to be that far back, and we'll have like Alexei Tolstenko, Douglas Picard as well, and I think it's Vincent Viet coming in fourth place. Yeah.
So Douglas in third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
awesome.
think so.
Jeez, that's amazing. Someone Helene was just saying on the chat, that it's probably going to get quite cold up on the top of the mountain tonight. And she's right. It's the beginning of summer out here in the Southern Hemisphere in Cape Town, and it's been extremely hot on certain days this week. Up in the 30s. But now with the temperature changing all the time, we call it 4 seasons in a day that you get in Cape Town. The temperature can dip a lot when you are up on the mountain and that cold southerly breeze is blowing. So you've got to come prepared. So that's what everybody's got in their backpack. And they're going to have to probably use most of that compulsory kit tonight. Get out their layers when they peek out at the top of Platteklip Gorge into the clouds and it gets dark.
Yeah. And we've said it this morning. We'll say it again. Like if you're thinking about doing an ultra running, or if you're running tomorrow, like absolutely take the time. If you're feeling a little bit cold, a little bit wet, to pull the jacket out, to pull up the gloves or waterproof pants, and just it takes very little time versus the amount of trouble it will save you.
100%.
Because if you start getting cold, like proper cold, like to get out of that, it will take you so much more energy than just stopping for a few seconds. So it's like when you're hot and you stop at a creek to kind of get your cap wet or splash yourself. Same with the
always worth it. Always worth it. And that's just experience. People who are inexperienced and get into that cold situation and can't recover, they kick themselves for not having done that earlier on. So I'm still getting some excellent visuals here of the Kloof Corner vibe. We've got, I think this could be Matt Balch coming through. Yeah, I think it is. I think he's in 5th or 6th. Just cruised on through. He's going to get a great boost of energy from that whole team over there. And off he goes onto the contour. And no, that's just a supporter.
What did he text me?
Should get the next runner through here fairly soon though. They're having the best time. There's Pete the Heat
bouncing.
On the left, Pete Carlitz, legend of trail running in Cape Town. He's done it all. He's won the 3 peaks. He's just a mensch. He runs almost every event. I don't know how he does it. And there he is, soaking up the vibe. He's running the 100K tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, and he's up there. Good on him.
Yeah.
Another Cape Townian coming.
Okay, so they're awaiting the next runner. No one in sight yet. I can't quite see. It's pretty tight. Okay, looks like we're getting the next runner coming. They look like they've got a visual. Bells are ringing.
Yeah, so let's see. There's going to be a stream of a few runner. I think next in line could be Robbie Holly.
Oh, nice.
He's gonna be so stoked. Question is he still gonna be on one pole, or is he gonna pull both of them out?
We're about to find out. He doesn't have any.
He doesn't have any. He just wants the hand free for a high five. Oh, what happened on his face?
He's got one of those sort of breathing.
There he goes, getting hugs and everything.
The trademark paint that he always wears, war paint. And he's shaving off his dreads, so he's, you never know what you're going to get for Robbie. There he is. Loving it.
He said he was going to run on like the energy that the mountain was going to give him, or the people, and then he is just taking it all in.
Oh, beautiful.
That is going to resonate with him for a long time during the night, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Wow.
Getting a hug from Bianca.
That's great footage. Well done,
So
cameraman. Giving us the full vibe there.
Can you see it in very large across the screen, the word community? I think it's right there. Look at him. This is so great.
He's so chuffed. That's great. Very, very cool.
Yeah, that's the attitude. And there we go. Vasily has started.
I think he started the ascent,
that brutal climb. You can see the little
gap there, which is Platteklip Gorge. So he's on it. He's on the early stages. So this is going to be a slug. Yeah.
And when we ran up there with Maj, when we rekeyed the course a little bit to get familiar with all of it, Flo, who's like looking after elite athletes and pretty much like doing everything that needs to be done around here, he was telling us that I think it was on the 35K. Runners were like the top runners were running every step of it. And we're like,
I believe that. On a shorter distance that is runnable by only people who have big engines, and they get up there in probably just around half an hour or maybe less, which is incredible. It's so tough. I think Kane Reilly actually holds the record up there, which is somewhere around 23 or 24 minutes, but I stand to be corrected. We'll have to double check Strava. But he's definitely one of those guys who can just bounce up there like a little goat. Okay, so...
And I think our first lady should be in the party house very soon.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be on her way up from the aid station. Let's just double check sort of on her progress here.
Yeah, I can see her there. It's going to be probably...
There's quite a few runners around here. The tracker is serving us right here. There's 8 or so of them. Jock Green in there, the same crew that she's sort of been close to. Mark Ampong, Luke Webster, both Americans. Malik Benzagiba, we're going to have to look him up. I don't know where he's from. No, he should be coming up soon, actually.
Yeah, he's French.
Is he French?
If I got that right earlier.
Okay, they all pretty close together.
Yeah, correct. French, number 1021. Oh yeah, all the dots on the GPS tracker have moved up. However, it seems like Naomi hasn't moved, so I don't know what happened there. Probably her tracker is a bit jammed, which wouldn't be surprising on that ridge. Could be picked up on the other side.
Who's calling? Nice, coming through, looking strong, using his poles, getting through, crowds feeding off that energy.
Oh yeah, and those bells are going to be ringing for a while. There we go, they're all there.
That's Jock Green, first visual we've had of Jock Green, and he's right in the mix there. Looking pretty chipper. I couldn't quite tell who that was in between them. Should be quite a good few runs coming now in the next one. I'm hearing the crowds getting fired up.
Yeah, next in line should be Mike, aka Shit in the Woods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's him with his beard. I can see him in the distance. T-Rex is stealing the show. There we go.
Is that him?
Yeah, that was him right there. Luke Webster right there as well. All smiles.
Nice.
Pretty stoked.
He looks fresh as anything.
Oh yeah, he's certainly a very enthusiastic young man. It's such good vibes up here. Such good vibes. And Naomi Brown should be next in line if those GPS tracker are accurate, or even half accurate.
Yeah, the tracker's got a very off-piste.
And
just trying to avoid the
with the last one with the shades and looking like he's a bouncer at a nightclub. It's like I think we have a trouble in the background here. Is Majell Backhausen, who's probably definitely gave up commenting from the field. Is all right. Well, that ain't working, but I'm staying here because that's where the party is at. And there she is. So we have a camera runner going up the hill with Naomi Brown. So we'll have both perspectives from the front and from the back. As
yeah, and she's just coming up the 200 steps now on the corner there.
No, we're good. She should be here any minute there. Naomi Brown, our first female, coming through the party.
It is Zaxton, one of the local talented photographers here at the long hair. Hipster moustache, 5-panel cap, standard captain protocol.
So true. And I think that's a global trend.
Yeah.
I can hear what they're commentating.
And Stu still having a ball with the unicorns. Good times.
Okay.
Come on, Naomi.
Come on,
your time to shine.
Gotta be here now.
All right, we do have another runner.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Number 1062.
Oh crap! I think my page frozen. It's Ignatius Gorejena. And there she is. As we're looking for her, the name of 1062. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, our current leader in this RMB UTCT with 2 hours 26 elapsed. Naomi Brown, local from South Africa, here and currently living in New Zealand with her partner and now her husband, newlywed. Who's also running, right? Yeah. You picked up on that.
Yeah, you can see the realities of Platteklip Gorge. He has got his hands on rocks. It's getting real, getting down and dirty there. He's just powering through it while he's struggling through it. It looks tough.
Oh, and look at the wind.
Yeah, the wind's picking up. Its channels down there. That south wind. So yeah, it's gonna be gnarly.
Looks like he's gonna go backwards.
Ooh, yeah. No, he's hurting, eh? Wow.
Yeah, it almost looks like his hitting a wall. I mean, almost literally he is, but like more like running out of juice or something. Like maybe did he think about like eating properly? That's like almost his bonking. Like he was losing balance.
Yeah, it's a bit early in the 100 miler.
Very early,
dude.
But yeah, see how he's stopping?
Yeah.
I mean, not that this is an easy part. Like, don't get me wrong.
No, but you can still continue your sort of flow if you're not bonking.
Yeah. We've been told about this. Yes. I don't know if you guys can hear it. We can't because we still have the audio of Kloof Corner.
Wow, that is phenomenal. We've all heard legends about the bagpipe guy who's halfway up Platteklip Gorge playing spooky, beautiful Scottish music. I mean, that is so cool.
So good.
Hopefully we will get some audio on that at some point soon. That is really amazing.
I'll be up here tonight. Yeah, I see.
It's character.
Oh, 4 people have flats. All the people that have flats. Some people are even in the country.
Yeah, it is now.
I was thinking someone earlier, they were like, hey, man, shoulders off.
It's down now.
Who said that? Yeah, Maj was cool. Maj just said, yeah, Maj saw us not off front. Then someone like, she's like, why is it fish off? Damn, like, where's it happening? Can you take a shot? Like, hey. Yeah, you do.
So we're just regrouping with status updates here, guys. We'll be with you shortly.
We'll play your audio, man. We'll play your visual.
And I'm just getting a visual of Chris and Garko, who's coming up towards Kloof Corner. And he knows how to pace it. He's just cruising up there. He's got his sticks out. And he's looking very comfortable and relaxed. I'm expecting a great effort from him today.
Yeah. And as you were saying, like more trying to find your flow, moving up, like slow and steady, but you just keep going.
Yeah.
As opposed to Vasily, who looked like he was pushing hard and stopping and then almost losing balance.
Yeah. And I think it's so...
And it's not that slow, actually.
No.
Oh yeah, he wants to hear. There we go. This is Julien Gillon, ladies and gentlemen, our Frenchman.
Nice.
Cap sideways. Usually he does that when he's drunk. I hope he's not. But yeah, he is taking it all in. And almost going the wrong way here. He needs to take a left. Julien, where are you going?
Who's that following him there? Let's just check on the tracking.
We still have images, but like I feel like we still don't have the opportunity to talk to Maj. We know he's still up there. We've seen him.
I think that was probably Mzwake Kanile who just went through after Julien, and we should be seeing Alistair Leslie, who is also a very strong local runner, originally from England, but been living in Cape Town for years and years. And Chris will be coming up either with him or behind him any minute now, I think. So that could be them. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think this could be Mzwake. I can't see a number there. That's
Thomas Vermaak.
Oh, that's Thomas Vermaak. Yeah, well
10:28. 10:28.
Yeah, nice one. Okay.
Oh, we have a deflated T-Rex.
Uh-oh.
Somebody got a puncture, or maybe somebody got hot.
Maybe try to roll down the mountain.
And everybody is still there, screaming out.
And I think that might have been Lucky Mia going through, although yeah, he looked a bit tall for Lucky, and Lucky is a legendary veteran of so many trail races in South Africa, so it'll be interesting to see how he does tonight and tomorrow.
And by the look at the GPS tracker as well, we would have missed Nicolette, who would have gone through here
yes,
a few minutes back.
Yeah,
in second position.
Yeah, she's on the contour.
Cheers, Helen, runner from Zimbabwe. Chris Ngaka, he came 5th last year. Family man, anesthetist, solid runner. Man, successful. looks like a good man who's.
Yeah, I know Chris. He's such a talent. Lovely guy. So let's see what he can come up with. Maybe he can better his 5th this year. Come running through the field in the second half. That's how he rolls. Okay, who's this coming through? That's... Can't quite see.
Have you seen the number?
No, couldn't see it.
Yeah. And Maj is still up there. Alright, seems like people started streaming again. And we're losing a bit more of the reception. Yeah, there we go. We're back to the studio.
Hey guys.
So we're still waiting. Hopefully we can catch a glimpse of our 3rd female runner, Cornelia Oswald, number 1014. And she's actually she should be together with Marine Skovic.
Ah, okay. So Marie might have caught up with her a bit.
Yeah.
In the last big hill.
Unless the GPS tracker is having a bit of lag and putting someone a little further behind.
There's someone also. There's a few guys now on Platteklip Gorge. This is a nice close up of the realities of Platteklip.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is blowing hard.
Yeah.
I think on the images we had Douglas peek out, and he's in 4th position. 3rd is Vincent Viet ahead of him. Vasily Korytkin has there you go on the images. I think this is
that
Vasily.
Douglas? Can't tell it at the moment. It's just breaking up a bit.
Yeah. Hard to tell. Oh, yeah, and it's getting even harder to tell. Oh yeah, and we're back.
Getting some great intel here from Helene. Oh, yeah? Okay.
All right, so it sounds like while we're waiting to get the reception back to catch a visual of all these runners, Vasily Korytkin, Alexei Tosenko, Vincent Viet, we are taking a quick break, and we'll be back with you shortly. So, of course, stay with us.
I think we have a huge amount of talent in South Africa, but often what seems to be missing is the right opportunities.
It really requires people coming alongside and putting different things into the space that people need.
You burn them all in training, you don't have that in wrestling.
You can see the talent, it's raw talent, kind of piecing it all together now and actually allowing that talent to come and perform on the greatest stage.
Good afternoon and welcome for the RMB Ultra-trail Cape Town.
I love challenges. That's why I fell in love with trail.
When I grew up, I didn't have a chance.
History we made here today.
But now I know I have a coach, I have guys who always guide me.
Winning is our number 2. I want to raise brothers and sisters of tomorrow.
We're over the moon to have found someone like RMB to really come alongside us and help us to fly.
I just can't wait to see what the guys can do at Ultra-trail Cape Town at the end of the year.
Some people choose to sleep in and enjoy the slow morning. Some people choose to move as little as possible, maybe meet friends for Sunday brunch, or watch a movie on the couch. And for workout, some people choose a fitness club. That's okay, but we choose to be different. The new Suunto Vertical. Suunto, adventure starts here.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for this RMB UTCT. Just over 2 hours and 44 elapsed, and here is the result so far. Vasily Korytkin in the lead so far, followed by Alexei Toltsenko, Douglas Picard, Vincent Viette, Anil Bans, Matthew Bouch.
Nice, nailed it.
took him long enough.
Robbie Rorick in 7th, then Colin Vandenberg and
Marc-Antoine Foran. I can help you on this one.
Marc-Antoine Foran. Malik Benzegiba.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I got to work on those two. So those were taken, those times, guys, at Kloofneck aid station at 20 kilometers, and that was about 45 minutes ago. So no, a bit longer, about an hour ago. So they've now moved on and upwards and through the dinosaurs and unicorns of Kloof Corner along the contour, and Vasily is making his way, quite laboured, but he's making his way up Platteklip Gorge. It's tough, and that wind is beating down on him. It's getting cold and it's getting dark, and the rest of that top 6 are also on Platteklip Gorge at this stage. Yeah, and I gotta say I was impressed by the gust of wind up on Platteklip Gorge. It was unexpected, and as we were talking about temperatures, like as soon as the sun was out, like it was nice and warm and comfortable, even though the wind was blowing quite hard already. And going up to Kloof Corner, they were getting exposed on that ridge. The sun was starting to go down, and we were seeing on Platteklip Gorge. As much as the music from the pipes would probably warm a few hearts, that is going to be very, very cold, and probably require to put on a wind jacket to keep yourself warm before getting on top of Table Mountain, and even more exposed actually to the cooler temperatures. And I'll tell you what, that top section, once you've got up the top of Platteklip Gorge, is the tabletop, and it's super exposed, and then wind just comes flying over there, so it really is going to get chilly, and that's going to be a tough section. It's about 2 kilometers on the top there, 2.2 or 2.5 all the way to Maclear's Beacon, when they will drop over the back and then get a bit of protection. And it looks like we are seeing Naomi. Yes, making her way up as well. Yeah. Can't quite tell where she is at this stage. We've just got to wait for the pictures to come through. Oh, I can tell you that. Let's have a look. And it almost looks like Nicolette would have passed Naomi Brown, but like I've seen a lot of GPS tracker go a bit off the charts here. Yeah. At Platteklip Gorge, so let's take that with a pinch of salt. Yeah. Let's just check where we're seeing them on the tracker. Yeah, you're right. So we're not in 100. We can't confirm, but they look like they're both at the base of Platteklip, according to the tracker. So we'll update you as soon as we get those visuals. Because if you look at Vasily or Vincent Viet, where they're currently marked on, there's clearly something off in that gorge. Yeah, it's tricky. It's very tight in there, so it's very hard to get signal inside there. So as they make their way up those switchbacks. But it looks like Douglas Pickard is on the front face of the mountain, running along the edge, overlooking the city, getting his last glimpses of the city before it goes to sleep. And where's... No, I don't think he's made it up there yet. I suppose he could also be a bit off with the signal. I think so, because Vasily was still in the lead, even though he was slowing down. However, Alexei was in solid second place and not looking like he would get picked up. However, as you said, Douglas Picker was in third and also looking pretty strong when he went through Kloof Corner. So, they should be close to one another. But there you go. Everything went off. It's a mess in there. I don't think it's worth looking too much at it. Hopefully we'll get an update. There we go. You see what we were talking about here. Okay, basically the top 10 are on Platteklip Gorge in the mix there, doing their climbing and climbing hard. As you can see on the graph, if you look on the elevation profile, it's a big 650 meter climb. And it's super steep, and they're just getting their teeth stuck into that at the moment. But that's good, because we have a timing point there at the very top of a Platteklip Gorge, and therefore we'll have a guaranteed accurate split. Yes, once they top out there. As soon as they go through. So we're just waiting for that, and that will be the guaranteed confirmation of where these folks are and in what order, and possibly see Alexei take the lead in on that one. Yeah, I'm just looking here at the third, fourth, and fifth women, and it looks like Marie Cornelia and Joe Kepler has pulled up right behind them on the Kloof Corner dinosaur unicorn area. So that's tightening up there for the sort of podium position in number 3. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. Oh wow, there's the bagpipes. I hope you guys can all hear that. We're getting a bit of footage and audio of the bagpiper doing his thing. It's a little bit patchy. Pity. Let's hope it comes back. That was amazing.
We need to, for next year, we need to learn how to play the bagpipe. So whenever that comes up, we can actually play it ourselves. So if we lose signal in Platteklip Gorge, we can actually at least fake that and give the audience a true experience of that, because that is very special every time there's a bagpipe out on the course. I don't know about you, but for me, it really gives me the chills. I love it.
No, amazing. I agree. Come on, guys. Any questions on the chat for us? Whilst we've got a little bit of a break in the visuals here, hit us up for any questions you've got about what's happening out there, what you've seen, what you've heard about people you want to support. Put it on the chat.
Yeah, or where are you following from?
Yeah,
we've seen that in the 55K was quite an international field in the top 10, even the podiums in the women's, 3 different nationalities, and we've got. I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, South Africa is pretty solid in the chat, and whenever, like, for example, Toni McCann or a local was doing well, oh boy, we could hear them. We could hear them loud and clear.
I saw that. Yeah.
But there we go. Oh, it's getting serious.
Oh, it's the cap's going
Naomi's
backwards.
flipping the cap backwards.
You see why I was confused earlier? Because Joe is blonde and Naomi's gone a bit blonder. She used to have dark hair. That's why I was confused earlier in the day. Anyway, the cap is on backwards. This is business now. Here we go.
It's probably because of the wind blowing so hard. She doesn't want to lose the cap.
Yeah. No, but she does like that style, so that's definitely game on. Getting her climbing game on.
And she's moving well through there, like just power hiking up.
Yeah.
Nice and steady.
Yeah, that's her wheelhouse, eh? She's a machine. Strong climber.
Well done, man. Well done. Into the night.
Yeah, guys are putting on their rain jackets, you can see, and their wind jackets to just cut out a bit of that wind chop. Thanks for all the questions, guys. That's awesome. We're going to answer them on the chat and also just using the microphone here. So, Amelia, thank you for your question. We're not going to commentate all night. We also have to sleep. So
well, sometimes we do. I mean, tomorrow we're on for like 13 hours or so. So
yeah. So tomorrow's the big night because it's the finish, and people will be coming. People will be coming through the night tomorrow. The chat will end at 9 or 9:30, I think, tonight, and then we'll be up again at 5:45 to pick up at the dawn with all the action, and we will fill you guys in from there throughout the day. We're gonna, Graham, we've got, thank you for the Cork Bay aid station. We're gonna just do our maths and get back to you on that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually.
Okay, cool.
And so last year they went in 8 hours and 40 minutes elapsed, first man, 9 hours 14, second man, Alexei Toltsenko.
Okay.
So, oh man, it's getting late to do the math here, but they started at 5 p.m.
So that's 1 in the morning. One-ish.
Thank you.
1:30.
I'll trust you on that one. And then first female was coming in 10:19. So yeah, that's your guesstimation if the runners are running at about the same pace. We might have slightly faster times because the weather conditions are better. Last year it was a bit more wet, rainy.
And remember that gnarly wind was just blowing for the full 24 hours. That was really horrible. Yeah, so I think this, if this wind doesn't get to that level, it could be good. Another question, what is the record? I think that was set last year, 20 hours and 48 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's the record for the 100 miler, but I think there's a chance that could be broken this year. We'll wait and see.
By the Greek who impressed everyone, Fotis Zimpopoulos, who started in the lead and was never to be seen again.
Yeah. What else is coming through on the chat? This is awesome, guys. Graham, get out there and go and hang out at the aid station and go and support these runners. Incredible. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
So a few people saying that they're going to be pacing runners. Some of them we're going to be pacing them in the middle of the night from Cork Bay through the mountains and towards Simon's Time, which will be incredible. That's such a vital role that pacers can give to runners.
Yeah.
Give them some company in those dark, deep nighttime and any time, in fact.
Yeah,
on 100 miles.
Just like keeping them in check, keeping them safe, like, you know, from going off course, from like, you know, those little things. Like essentially, they're the additional brain that comes with you when yours is starting to go on default mode and stop thinking. It's like, all right, are you eating? Are you drinking? Are you on course? Are you cold? Are you like you just check in with them,
making good decisions.
Yeah. And so if you have never paced before, like I would say the biggest advice is just listen to the silence, listen to what your runner says, because that will give you an indication of how aware they are, how on top of things they are, or how they are not on top of things. And this is when you need to take over. And then don't hesitate if you know the person well. Tough love sometimes is what will get them out of a low.
Yeah, absolutely. Crucial skill. Yeah.
But it's a fantastic experience. And once again, I think it was Naomi who was giving that advice. It's like, if you want to step into trail running and ultra running, we'll start with pacing someone.
Yeah, totally. And it's so inspiring. It's like you're just blown away by how
yeah. And then tour guide, like don't worry about it. I do not get offended by this at all. Yes, my name is double F and with single R. There was 2 R's somewhere, but it's fine. You know, I'm not here for the ego or anything, and nobody will get offended. But thanks for noticing. I appreciate that. And you know, if that's the only thing they get wrong, wow, this is a pretty solid performance from them all. And so far, it's been fantastic. And you know, I'd rather have misspelling and the welcome that I have received and all the positive experiences that I've had since I've arrived in Cape Town. So it's all good. But once again, thanks, appreciate for noticing.
This is a good question. How many gels would people take during 100 miler?
Wow, it really depends. So rule of thumb is try and have about 60 to 70 grams of carbs per hour. But this varies widely based on like how much you've trained with your nutrition, because some elite runners, especially for 100 milers, can take up to 100 or 110 grams of carbs per hour, which is substantially more than what an average person who hasn't trained could process. Because it's not how many you're capable of eating. You can stuff yourself, but it's how your body will be actually able to process this.
Correct.
So then you can do the math, and then also it's how people can deal with gels altogether, because for such long period of time, at some point you get sick from eating sweet stuff.
Absolutely. I know I went through a phase of just stopping eating gels and I just started eating real food.
Yeah. And so when you know that, like I know runners will be like, all right, I have a gel life expectancy of like 10 hours, and I can eat gels, and then I just can't, like I gag if I see another one. So they know that they have this window of opportunity where gels are indeed more efficient at providing energy. So usually they offset and then they push that time frame back in a race. They start with real food,
correct,
and then they push, and then as soon as they're like, all right, it's on, they start the gels because they know that technically it can make it to the finish in that window. But I don't know, there will be also people like me, and I did 100-mile race. I had the best time, never bonked, never got sick, never got any GI distress, and I had 68 gels.
No ways. Oh my hat. Wow, that is incredible. So there you go, guys. That's the possibility. 68 gels would be the very extreme side if you took gels throughout the whole race.
Yeah.
My guess is that quite a few runners are going to be mixing it up between gels, liquid electrolyte nutrition, and some real food, depending on the phase of the race that they're in, because they're going to be out there for a long time. 30-something hours, up to 40. So you really think of a full day at the office and going home for dinner and going out for a bit further into the night and staying up till 2 in the morning and keeping going. You've got to feed the machine.
Yeah.
So whichever way you do that, that's up to you. And so everybody has a different strategy, but you do have to have a strategy. So that's where your seconding team will come in hugely, and you've got to actually have a plan.
Yeah, and
otherwise
so
things get messy.
Look, I think this is about it. We've just for your information before we wrap it up, because if you're around Cape Town, you know by looking outside at night it's getting dark, so we're gonna have to tune out for the day. But we pinned right at the top the link for the live tracking, so it'll most likely be there tomorrow when we tune back in at 5:45 a.m. and we'll be back because we're saying that we're starting to get daylight around that time. So we'll be kicking it back tomorrow morning. So by all means, be with us. It's gonna be a ball. We're gonna be there all day.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So we look forward to catching up with all of you guys tomorrow super early, and we'll fill you in on all the things that happened during the night. And yeah, we look forward to that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic night. If you're out there crewing or pacing, good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Cheers.
I think we have a huge amount of talent in South Africa, but often what seems to be missing is the right opportunities.
It really requires people coming alongside and putting different things into the space that people need.
You burn them all in training, you don't have that in wrestling.
You can see the talent. It's raw talent, kind of piecing it all together now and actually allowing that talent to come and perform on the greatest stage.
Good afternoon and welcome for the RMB Ultra-trail Cape Town.
I love challenges. That's why I fell in love with trail.
When I grew up, I didn't have a chance.
History being made here today.
But now I know I have a coach, I have guys who always guide me.
Winning is our number 2. I want to raise brothers and sisters of tomorrow.
We're over the moon to have found someone like RMB to really come alongside us and help us to fly.
I just can't wait to see what the guys can do at Ultra-trail Cape Town at the end of the year.